Friday evening, a little DPC after dark. Let's get some action, guys. Everybody that is tuning in across platforms, let me know where you're coming from, what sort of questions you need answered. We got a big weekend of fantasy football ahead of us. What I consider to be buy Mageddon out here, okay? We are struggling on buys. We are looking for our options. We're doing everything we can to try and survive. And hopefully, y'all are able to get through it with me. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from, and we will talk some fantasy football. All right. Here we go. Let's get after it. What's up, R? How are you? Devonta Smith or Odunze, AJ Brown is out. It is true. I would be going probably, honestly, Devonta Smith. I just feel like that is what people have been waiting for. That's why you stashed him, you know? That's what I'd be thinking. What's up, by the way? What's up, man? How are you, R? Good to see you, man. Good to see you guys. All right, there we go. There we go. We're out. Rest of the season, Aaron Jones or Pacheco. Honestly, Aaron Jones. Like, I don't love it, obviously, but it's better than what you're getting out of Isaiah Pacheco here. It's better what you're getting. Robo Locus. Let's see. Appreciate you coming through. R says, how about a Dunze or a Buka? I probably go a Buka as well. Honestly, it sounds like I'm fading Rome right now. I'm not. I love myself some Roma Dunze, but I think just genuinely for the position you're at right now, it's probably what you got to be doing. What's up, Jack? Welcome back, man. How are you? Good to see you guys, man. A little DPC after dark on a Friday. What can I do for everybody? Can I help everybody out here tonight? I hope so. I hope so. I hope we can solve some problems, get some lineups set, make some good trades for everybody. I've got JT out here saying started Herbert, Gadsden, and Keenan. Yeah, I like that. I mean, honestly, Keenan Allen didn't have his best game, but, Justin Herbert played fine and got you plenty of points, and as did Gadsden. So I think you can't be too mad about that one, to be completely frank. Do I start a Dunze or Higgins? I'm going to go a Dunze here. Going to go Roma Dunze on this one. Is Otton that guy? I think that guy might be an overstatement, but I do think that Cade Otton definitely has the opportunity to be a streaming tight end here while there's so many injuries in that Buccaneers wide receiver room. Got MJ Walsh over on the tube saying fire emojis. What's up, my man? Thanks for coming through, checking it out. Hopefully you're getting a good experience over there. Now we're across platforms. This is so exciting. We've got Kenneth saying, should I sell high on Lad? I wouldn't. Obviously, I'm looking at this more from a dynasty perspective than a redraft perspective. And I think Lad McConkey is still a cornerstone asset, still a guy I want to build around. Obviously, he's not giving you the top-tier production that you were hoping for when you drafted him. However, somehow, he has climbed all the way back up to wide receiver 9. And, I know there was these weeks here where people were acting like it was real grim. 9 points, 8 points, 2 points. Well, look at this. 15, 23, 15, 20. Suddenly he's come out of the woodwork, and he doesn't look like such a bust anymore, huh? So, again, guys, I think this is just a friendly reminder to everybody that's waiting and, thinking about what am I supposed to do during, the early weeks of the season next year. Maybe don't panic. Maybe don't panic because if you panicked on Lad McConkey in week 2 or week 3, you're probably feeling pretty bad about it. I mean, here he is, wide receiver 9, cranking consistent weeks for you. So I think, let's be patient. All right, let's be patient. All right, I got Vincent in here. What's up, Vincent? Saying trade Barkley, Ricky Pearsall for Hampton, Kamara, Godwin, and Bill. If this is Dynasty, yeah. If it's redraft, then no. I think I'm just going to hold Barkley here if it's redraft. Tamash is saying trade Saquon, Ladd, and Javonte for St. Brown, Jonathan Taylor, and Brashad Smith. Damn, there's a lot of big pieces moving. I will take the St. Brown and Jonathan Taylor side just because, quite frankly, I think that is quite the haul. PS is in here saying, I need a wide receiver and flex. My options are Mooney, Shakir, and Shaheed. I'm going to go with Shakir and Shaheed, like if I had to pick between that group there. Okay. I got Sareem in here saying, thoughts on Saquon rest of the season? Is he a buy low for someone like Ferguson? Yes. I think if you can flip Jake Ferguson for Saquon Barkley, I'm doing it. Now, obviously, if this is like an extreme tight end premium league and you play in a dynasty format like a lot of the places I do, maybe think twice about it. But to be completely frank, I think if you can buy a Saquon Barkley for a tight end, just straight up, that's probably the cheapest Saquon buy you'll ever get. And I think you got to take it. T. Higgins or Noel? I'm going to go T. Higgins here. Terry or Tez, I'm torn. I'd be going Terry McLaurin here. I'd be going Terry McLaurin if it was me. Tight end premium, Schultz or Swift. That's a good one, Evan. I'm probably still going to lean DeAndre Swift here. Now, I liked what I saw out of Dalton Schultz this last week. Don't get me wrong. A lot more production than I had been seeing from him throughout the season. And I'm thrilled because if you guys know me well, you know that I'm a big Dalton Schultz guy and have been tooting my horn to him all season saying he's a great deep roster stash. I just like his situation, lack of target competition really outside of Nico Collins. I know you got Jaden Higgins and Noel now that's getting some usage, but for the early part of the season, those guys were completely and utterly irrelevant, and I just expected Dalton Schultz to get more. You're finally seeing it out of him. Jack3834 over on the tube that is made for you. What's up, man? He said, who should I be trying to get from trading Jay Jettis? You're trading Justin Jefferson away? I probably wouldn't, but if you're trying to split the asset, which is what I'm assuming you're trying to do based off of like depth pieces and lack of, ability to field a roster, I would tier down from Justin Jefferson and see if I could pick up Devontae Adams plus a running back that's going to give me consistent production. I mean, ideally a Jaylen Warren would be great. If you can shoot a little bit higher and get a Scattaboo, I'd feel even better about it. But obviously that's might be a little bit hard to do at this stage, seeing he's giving you top 10 numbers over there. All right, I got Cade Otton or Dalton Schultz. I'm probably going to lean Cade Otton just slightly, but not by a lot. Jack Robinson, what's up, man? He says, what's up, man? I traded Judkins, T, and Addison for HN and Kamara. Yeah, I'm good with this. I mean, honestly, like, overall, HN and Judkins, I would be taking HN ever so slightly. Judkins has been playing really well, but I would take HN here. Probably more than slightly. I would take HN pretty comfortably. And I think the thing that's selling me here is like Alvin Kamara, I've talked about it a lot, but phenomenal playoff schedule. And T and Jordan Addison, both consistent producers, but I think if you're playing in a shallow redraft format, you're probably not starting those guys on a weekly basis, I would assume, but I'm not totally sure. Hey guys, if you're watching over on TikTok, make sure you drop a quick follow here so I can pin your comments, make my chat a little bit more readable. I am bouncing between a lot of platforms and want to make sure I'm getting folks' questions read accurately. I've got MJ Walsh over on the tube that's made for you. What's up, man? He says, what are your thoughts on Tez Johnson? Yeah, I mean, in a vacuum, I like Tez. I thought he obviously is really small, speedster, skinny, makes me a little bit nervous from an injury perspective, but I do think he has great, downfield ability and a great big play upside. I think outside of that, you've got a flurry of injuries that's happening over in Tampa Bay. And so as a, stream starter for the next couple of weeks or a deep dynasty stash, I don't think he's a bad move. Like, you know me, MJ, so you know that I actually love Jalen McMillan. So, I do still think Jalen McMillan will be a step ahead in the pecking order once he comes back from this neck injury. But regardless, I think he's a good stash to hold, and I think he's got upside, especially with all the injuries going on. Jeff over here on TikTok is saying Kamara and Diggs for a 26 first. I would take the first, personally. I think if you're a complete and utter contender, and you're sending your first away, you should be able to get more than this, in theory. I mean, I do think Diggs is going to be productive beyond this year. I should say that much. It's the Alvin Kamara piece that's making me a little bit more hesitant, because I just view Diggs as like a 2-year rental and Kamara mostly as a 1-year rental. And so, again, I don't normally send firsts for just a year rental. Like, I like buying veteran players. I got no issue with it, but if I could just contest in here, I think if I was going to be sending a 26 first away, I would want Michael, like, let's just talk veterans, right? I'd want Michael Pittman and I'd want Jaylen Warren. You know, two guys that at least have some decent runway ahead of them, are contract insulated to some degree. You know, Jaylen Warren just signs the extension this offseason. You could put a Chuba Hubbard in there and I'd be fine with it too. Those are guys I'd be more inclined to be buying personally. If I've got this question in here, Scat or Barkley rest of the season, I'm going to sound insane, but I am going to take Scattaboo. I just think that the tear he's on and the New York Giants, the way they're playing, they're fun. They're exciting. You know, they're getting Scat involved across every facet of the game, whether it's, you know, running, passing, you know, he's a bulldozer out here. Like, I love what I'm seeing out of Cam Scattaboo. So that's where I am there. Mac Murphy is saying London, Keenan, and White for Cook and Brown. My running backs are Jonathan Taylor and Jacobs. Wow, loaded running back room. London, Keenan, and White for Cook and Brown. Yeah, I think I'll lean and take the Cook side. I'm assuming Brown is A.J. Brown, or is it Chase Brown? I would hope it's A.J. Brown, just so you're getting a wide receiver kicked back to you that still has upside here. But again, you know, beggars can't be choosers, right? So fine taking James Cook there. BC Mill, what's up, man? I'm going to pin your comment. Give me 2 seconds, guys. My TV just unmuted, and I want to make sure that I All right. And there we go. There we go. We are good to go. We're back. Okay. Guys, got to make sure. Actually, I'm going to mute this too so that you're not getting my Discord messages sound on in there. Hopefully that helps with the stream. Carmen, thanks for sharing. Appreciate you. B-Mill, you were asking, do I trade Nico, Gibbs, and lose Barkley and Drake London? I get Nico and Gibbs. Nah, I'm going to hold my own package here. No pun intended. I think that I'd prefer the Saquon side out of this grouping here personally. Luca is in here saying, I'm trying to get JT and Warren for Gibbs and McBride. I want the Gibbs and McBride side. Oh, no, this is probably Tyler Warren. Okay, yes, then give me JT. Give me JT. I thought you were saying this is Jaylen Warren. All right, Tyler. What's up, Tyler? Thank you for coming through. Guys, if you're watching over on TikTok, please make sure that you are following so I can pin your comments here and make my chat a hell of a lot more readable. Would greatly appreciate it. And thank you. Will help us all out across platforms here. I've got E-Dizzle over on the T-Witch. What's up, my man? He says, yo, I need a running back. Who should I try to get? I can trade away Diggs and Garrett Wilson. Wilson's value is down due to him being out in a bye week. Yes, I am aware of that. Can trade away Diggs and Garrett Wilson. Let's see. I mean, I wouldn't be trading away Garrett Wilson personally. I think you're still going to get a hell of a lot of production out of him through the rest of the season here. So I don't necessarily suggest doing that. If you're going to trade Diggs away, again, I think, like, let's go see if I can get Jaylen Warren out here. See if you could potentially still buy low on a Chase Brown, who I think will be a spot start and give you decent production here. Maybe you could get a J.K. Dobbins straight up. That's more of the deals that I'd be looking to do. Now, if you are going to include Garrett Wilson here and you're just like, why won't he answer my question instead of giving me other suggestions? You know, I think you need to be targeting better running backs. So if you're going to include Garrett Wilson, let's buy low on Saquon. Let's go take a swing at Judkins, Scattaboo, Javonte Williams. You know, someone who's at least given me solid top 10 RB production this season. Someone I can rely on, you know. Price Check Army, what up? What's up, Blake? Glad to have you in here, man. Appreciate you coming through. Tyler, I know I lost you for a second. I'm going to pin your comment back up, brother. He says, just traded Cam Scat and Addison for Etienne and Debo. Yeah. Etienne and Debo. Yeah, I don't like this. I'm just going to be completely honest. I'd rather have the Scattaboo side pretty comfortably. Now, I'm not a Debo guy. So, you know, that's one thing. On top of that, I love Jordan Addison. I love Cam Scattaboo. If that's the side you got, Tyler, I'm thrilled for you. You know, I'm thrilled for you. Yeah, all right. I've got Young HG95. Yo, Tyler, also, not to plug too much, brother, but I'm just saying, if you were in the free Discord already and you were in the Trade Center, you could have been posting this trade in the Trade Center. We would have helped you made the right decision. So, just a heads up, if y'all aren't in the Discord, hop over to my website that's pinned on my profile, dynastypricecheck.com, and click the join free Discord. I got Tune in the Gap. What's up, man? Thank you for following over on the T-Witch. Appreciate you coming through as a first-time chatter. He says, 1-2 Addison. Wait, half 1-2 Addison Sutton for Bucky and Boutte Mooney. 2 of 2. Oh, so you're just saying like two different trades. Addison Sutton for Bucky and Boutte. I'd be leaning the Addison Sutton side here. Bucky, Rice, Javonte for Jay Jettis and Bijan. Already have great starters. The second one I'll take Robinson and Justin Jefferson. The first one I'll take Addison and Sutton. But one being 1, 2 being trade 2. I get it. Okay. Moki saying gang's all here. It's true. What's up, Moki? Jeff saying trying to reload, but not sure how to be able to trade off some older assets. How would you go about this? I'm currently, let's see. I'm currently what? 1-6 with Josh Allen, Etienne Sharps, T. McLaurin, Worthy, Jaden Reed, Bowers, and Jake Ferguson. Yeah, if you're trying to reload, Jeff, here's what I would do. One, let's get off Travis Etienne here. I'm not willing to hold the risk. Let's get off Terry McLaurin here. Let's get off T. Higgins here. Let's capitalize and sell Jake Ferguson at peak value here. You know, if I was a contending team, I'd probably be holding Jake Ferguson, but he is tight end 1, and his value is probably going to be as high as it's ever going to be in Dynasty right this moment. So could you print a first plus off Jake Ferguson right now? You definitely could. Like a first in 2 seconds, I think I'd smash it. Outside of that, like maybe I can roll it into a younger wide receiver with upside, like Xavier Worthy in a couple seconds, or Jordan Addison in a couple seconds. Let's start the retool here. I'd honestly probably, like I was saying, move off Terry McLaurin as well. See if I could, wait, be a little patient here since you're already 1-6. The season's over. Let's be patient. You don't need to sell him this week. Let's wait till Terry starts to get rolling again, starting to give you production. Once Terry's giving you solid production again, that's when you're flipping Terry for a 27 first or whatever you can get for him. Potentially like Wan'Dale Robinson in a few seconds. Something to kind of give yourself some running room here. Chaos Driver over on the T-Witch says, what are some Rice trades to boost my running back room? Yeah, Chaos. I think if you're going to move off Rashee Rice, you should be able to get a top-tier running back because of how much hype train is behind him. Like, I would start with a guy like Josh Jacobs. This is a great guy to go look at. Great touchdown consistency. He's finding the end zone every single time he's starting damn near, averaging more than a touchdown a game right now. I think Javonte Williams giving you a top 10 production on a Cowboys offense that is, 8th overall in DVOA and 32nd overall in defensive efficiency. So there you go. I think outside of that, like I would be fine going to buy a Quinshon Judkins as well, or even a Cam Scatterboo plus, right? So if it's going to be Scatterboo, I'd expect a wide receiver kicked back to me on the other side of it, right? So maybe let's get Scatterboo and Stephon Diggs. Scatterboo, Michael Pittman, something like that, Let's see. Sorry if I typed it weird. Single path trade, worth it. No, yeah, I got you. Could end up starting Flacco, Jamar, CD, JT, Bijan, Ertz, Jay Jettis. No, I mean, if you can fill that lineup in, I'm totally worth it. Yeah, of course, Tune the Gap. Appreciate you coming through, man. You can always ask me whatever you want, man. I'm happy to help you guys. That's what I'm here for. So appreciate you guys giving me a platform, letting me speak to you, trying to do the best I can to get as many people wins as I can. The format, it was totally fine. Yeah, honestly, man, like you're saying, if you can get to a point where you're starting Bijan, Jay Jettis, Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, JT all on the same team, that's a W. That's a W. Chaos saying, if the manager is still up for it, do I do Genty and Rice for Saquon, Ladd, and Addison? I think you're giving up just a little too much. I guess it's about fair. In theory, I'd say I'd like somebody better than Jordan Addison as the third piece here, but to be completely frank with you, with the production you're getting out of him on a weekly basis right now, it's probably pretty fair. All right, Zach Smith over here saying, who do you think I could trade Marv for? Possibly straight up or a package of Marv slash Laporta. Yeah, Zach, is this dynasty? Is this redraft? In a dynasty format, I think I'd be looking to move off Marv and see if I can go get, like, even a guy who's on my screen right now. Can I go get Cam Scadaboo plus who's a wide receiver that I like that's pretty undervalued right now? I'm thinking like Wan'Dale Robinson. Like Cam Scadaboo and Wan'Dale Robinson. Why am I just feeding the Giants right now? But I don't hate that move, honestly. Maybe a Jordan Addison. He's probably out of the price range, to be honest. Maybe someone's not giving you that for Marv anymore, just from what they've seen. But, I'm still living in the world where everybody and their mother was tanking for Marv. Like I remember the whole dynasty movement, tank for Marv, tank for Marv. So, some people still hold him in very high regard. Oh, you're saying it's a redraft league? If it's a redraft league, then let's just go one for one. See if you can go get Scadaboo, Kyren Williams. People are a little scared of Kyren lately. I don't know why. I'm not fazed by him. Or maybe go get a J.K. Dobbins plus a Michael Pittman, something like that. Douglas over here on the tube that's made for you. What's up, man? Thoughts on me trading away JSN and Swift or Cam and Trey Benson for Drake London, Judkins, and Pittman? I'm the first seed, and he's the second seed. I'll have Gibbs, JT, Judkins, and Cam as my RBs. I'd be saying Jason and Swift or Cam and Trey for Drake, London, Judkins, and Pittman. I'm the first seed, and he is the second seed. I'll have Gibbs, JT, Judkins, and Cam as my running backs. Dude, I just don't like giving up JSN here. That's the thing that I'm coming away with here. You're getting Drake, London, Judkins, and Pittman. I think I'm going to just go no. I'm going to go no. Let's just hold JSN and Cam, dude. Trade Sour Patch saying just trade Olave, Pittman Jr., and Genty for Scat and Ibuka. W's or L's? I think this one is probably about even, dude. I don't know if this is I don't know if you made a sizable shift in one direction. I don't think it's a bad trade. I don't really think it's like a massive win or a massive loss. Like, it's a pretty lateral move. It's a fair trade. And again, I'm hoping you're right on it. So there you go. Brayman, what's up, Brayman? Over on the T-Witch saying thoughts on PPR redraft Jaylen Warren, DK for Bucky and Terry. This one, I'm probably going to prefer the Bucky Irving side here. I'll take the Bucky Irving side. What if I kept Cam and JS and give him Swift? Would you do that? Yeah, if you're just giving him Swift, I'm fine with it. But yeah, keep Jackson Smith and Jigba. Moki is saying, who goes higher in Dynasty startups next season, Justin Jefferson or JSN? I mean, you guys can call me crazy all you want. I would take JSN over Justin Jefferson. And I know there's going to be people in the chat right now that are like, who is this guy? No, I would. I would take JSN over Justin Jefferson at the current moment in time in a Dynasty startup. Now, do I think that is going to be the consensus? Probably not. But I think it'll be close. I think there'll be several people like myself that would do it. Too slow over on TikTok. Guys, if you're one of the members following over on TikTok, appreciate you coming through. I can't pin your chats unless you are following me over here, and it makes my chat way more readable. So if you're not already, please do me a favor and help me out. If you're not, and you want to come check me out over on the tube that's made for you or on the T-Witch, you're going to get a much better chat experience on some of these other platforms. But too slow saying Leggett and Waddle for Warren. I would do this for Jaylen Warren in a redraft format, yeah. Not in Dynasty, but in redraft. Aiden understood the assignment, dropped a quick follow. I can pin him on up. Nice and easy. Pickens and Kyren for Jay Jettis and James Cook and Bowers. I'll take the Jay Jettis side here with James Cook very comfortably. All right, I've got Chris over here saying Etienne for Bucky. I have Barkley, Genty, and Vidal. I'll take Bucky. Brayman saying, what could you realistically get for Nico PPR redraft? Not a lot because his value is so depleted, right? I think that's the hard part about where we're at right now. I never like to sell guys when you're in this mode because you're just selling them below their market value, right? So my very calm advice to you would be weather the storm. Wait a couple weeks, see if you can get some solid lined up performances from Nico Collins here, and hope that then you'll have a chance to flip him before the trade deadline. That would be more of my suggestion than what you're doing right now and probably panic selling. Now, again, if you are trying to move off Nico and you're like, I can't wait another week, you're probably moving to a running back. I'd suggest targeting either Javonte Williams or Cam Scadaboo, two guys that are giving you top 10 production. Young, a lot of upside in offenses that are giving you really good DVOA metrics right now as far as efficiency and clean mix of passing and running. Give them upside in the passing game, also touchdown upside. Like, that would be more of where I'm leaning. Tune the Gab says, I think you boiled it down to, would you rather have Rice and Javonte or Bijan and Jay Jettis worried about Wentz, McCarthy? I get that. I mean, believe me, I'm right there with you. I'm not a JJ McCarthy believer, and I think Carson Wentz looked awful the other night. So, being worried about Justin Jefferson isn't something entirely ridiculous. I would still take my studs here. I'll take Robinson and Justin Jefferson and walk away to the bank. D Larbs over here on the tube that's made for you. Thanks for coming through, my man. Appreciate you. D Larbs. Why am I shifted to the side? All weird. Oh, that's why. Okay, D Larbs. I'm saying drop Travion Henderson to stash Davis or Neal. No. That'd be giving up far too early on Travion Henderson here. Like, I know Ramondre's getting the large share of the workload here, and it's not been crazy encouraging, but we're still only halfway through the season. Travion could have a second half breakout, and I'm not moving off him for one of those guys that's just a nothing handcuff. Brayman says, I just have Nico, Wilson, Brian Thomas Jr., Marv, Terry, so many lots of depth. Yeah, you do have a ton of depth here. Personally, man, if it's me, I'm moving off Marvin Harrison Jr., but, I don't know exactly who's going to be interested at this point. So pretty tough there. All right, I'm going to hop back over to TikTok for a second. TikTok over here in the chat, seeing Jack come through. Sutton or Rome rest of the season. Probably going to lean Sutton. I think it's a bit safer, but I think Rome's a far better talent. Just in general, I don't know if I can tell you that Rome's going to be as consistent, right? Dazzle is over here. What's up, Dazzle? Dazzle says, week 8, start Kamara, Manungai, or Pacheco. I'll start Alvin Kamara pretty confidently there. Eth Wong, what's up, my man? How are you? I'm going to pin your chat up here so I don't miss it, and then I'll be right back to you because I've got chats firing over on the T-Witch and on the Tube. So let me hop over here, over to the T-Witch. What's up, Chetty saying Dynasty? What's up, man? Great to have more Dynasty folks in here. Chetty, before we even get started, make sure you're in the Discord, man. We got a Dynasty Trade Center Discord. We're going off all day, every day. Awesome place to be. Hopefully I can have you in there. If you're not already in there, just go to my website. Same as my profile, Dynasty Price Check. Throw a .com on the end of that. DynastyPriceCheck.com, and there's a join free Discord button on the homepage. But your question, Dynasty, I'm in first, so I want to try to win it. But my wide receivers are Tyreek Hill, Mike Evans, DJ Moore, Devontae Adams, Puka. Who do I try moving? Devastating, bro. Absolutely devastating. Let's see. I mean, obviously Mike Evans, DJ Moore, and Tyreek Hill. All these guys are going to get you 0 to no return in Dynasty at this point. It's super unfortunate, but that's the reality of the situation. I think if anything here, and you're trying to lean in for a W, it sounds super messy, but you're probably tearing off Puka. You're probably splitting the asset here, and you're going to see if you could move Puka and get Garrett Wilson and Ladd McConkey, right? Like, get two studs, young studs for the future that I still think would still set your team up really well. But obviously take a slight hit of like the overall asset. Now, I don't love doing that. I'm not telling you I want to move off Puka Nacua. I'm just saying from the options you're giving me here, it's not a lot. I think if you are in Dynasty and you've lost these guys and your first round pick next year is going to be a late round pick, which it will because your team is pretty loaded, I would assume you're in first, then I would look to move your future firsts. Right, and see if you can move your 26th first and second in a package for a stud. Can I target somebody's team who is down in the dumps and is struggling and go get Rashee Rice for a first and a second? Somebody that's going to give me some runway. Could I go move a 26th first that's going to be late straight up for Chris Olave? it's an investment I love making. And I think that deal gets done pretty often. So that would be my suggestion for you there, man. If you're looking for a more in-depth breakdown of your full team with a 3-year plan, go ahead, like I said, hop in the Discord, consider signing up for the Patreon. You'll get a free roster review where I break down your entire team and give you a 3-year plan of all the moves I would make and how I'd set myself up. Just a couple of options for you, but either way, happy to have you on the stream. Appreciate you coming through. Brayman saying, would you offer Marv for Hampton? Yeah, any day of the week. Give me Amari and Hampton, and it's not close for me. I love Amari and Hampton in that situation. All right, Ethan, I want to make sure I didn't lose you, man. Eth Wong, he was here. Where are you, man? Where are you? Where's your comment here? Eth, would you mind reposting it for me? Retype it for me, my man. I'm sorry I lost it in the pin, but I'll get back to you. Guys, if you are following along on TikTok here, make sure that you are following so that I can pin your comment up and so that I don't lose them here. I got to jump between a bunch of different streaming services right now. I have JSN and Jamar, flex position, PPR, Shakir, Quentin Johnson, and Addison. Who are we leaning? Unfortunately, I would have told you to play Jordan Addison, but the game's already happened, so I don't think you can this week. Rest of the season, I'm going Addison for the immediate now this weekend. Obviously, you got to play Khalil Shakir. It's just the situation you're in now, unfortunately. All right, Toon Gap saying, appreciate the help, man. Going to rip the Addison, Sutton for Bucky, Mooney, Boutte, and think about a second one. Better having Sutton and Addison sitting on my bench. Yeah, I guess that's fine. I mean, dude, the issue is I'm hearing a little bit of rumors that Bucky could be getting surgery. And if that happens, then this is an investment that would really hurt. So, all right. I'm going to pin A's comment here saying St. Brown for a 26 first, a 27 first, and Devonta Smith, I'm contending. If you're contending, I want the St. Brown side. So I'm not sure which side you're on here, but I want the St. Brown side. Malcolm is saying 7-0 going into week 8. Need a tight end. Do I make a trade for the Chargers rookie tight end? Well, it's up to you, man. If you're 7-0, you're obviously doing something right. What's your current tight end room, Malcolm, first of all? And second of all, who's available on the waiver wire, or can you make some cheap trades? So as I'm going to suggest a couple options here. No, I probably wouldn't be buying this massive hype train on Gadsden, and it's not because I don't think he's good. I just think he's expensive because he's the flashy new toy. Let's go try to buy somebody that's actually giving me good production but doesn't cost an arm and a leg. So I think an option is Cade Otton. You know, he's put up several solid weeks in a row here now with all the injuries, 17, 14, 20. I feel good about that. Keep in mind, I'm showing a tight end premium league, so it's going to be slightly inflated here, guys. But I think Cade Otton's a very good option as a value buy. I think as another really good value buy, Noah Fant. Mike Gesicki's on the IR. Joe Flacco's coming in and throwing the ball all over the place. Since they moved Gesicki over to the IR, he gets you almost double digits, 9 points this last week, and then 18 the week that we just had. I think Zach Ertz is still a good buy. You know, he's probably not crazy expensive as well, but is a top 10 tight end right now, as you see, averaging around 12.5 points a game. I think Evan Ingram is getting more usage in the Denver Broncos offense, and I think that's a fine buy for you as well if you're looking for someone who started the season a little slow and doesn't have the best of rapport with managers right now. Those are all options that I would preferably rather have. To be completely frank, one other guy, and it's not Elijah Arroyo, I'm just showing the Seattle Seahawks, is A.J. Barner. A.J. Barner's averaging over 80% of the snaps, is playing really well, and I think he's giving you upside that you can't ignore right now for a very affordable price. So those would be what I would suggest in the immediate here, okay? I got Gabriel over here saying London, Olave, or Kamara for just what, in general, out of the three? I'd go Drake, London. I'd go Olave second. I'd go Kamara third. Fusion is in here. What's up, Fusion? Guys, if you're not following on TikTok, it makes it hard for me to read the chat. I can't pin your comments, so please drop a follow so I can pin them for me. Make my life a little bit easier here. Traded Genty for Marks and Diggs. That's an L. I'm so sorry, man. I'm going to keep it a buck with everybody. That's an L. That's an L. Sorry, brother. That's why hopefully you got to hop in the trade center, man. Hop in the Discord trade center. We'll keep you right all season long. Your boy will chime in. I got a great community that can help you make the right moves here. Eth Wong saying Worthy, Etienne, and a 26 first for Bucky. I want the package. I like Bucky a lot, but I'll take a reroll on the first. I'll take Xavier Worthy, and I'll feel pretty damn good about this one, to be completely frank. Brayman saying, would you offer Nico for Genty or Marv for K9? God, K9's just so depleted right now. I still would. I'd go Marv for Kenneth Walker and Stephon Diggs. Like a player like that. I think you should be able to get that done, completely frankly. Kenneth Walker's value has been depleted into almost nothing right now. I Frost, what's up? Thank you for the follow. Thanks for coming through, finding me on the T-Witch, man. He says Golden or Otten, half point PPR. I'm going to put it this way. Otten's your safe bet. If you're projected to win, you're probably playing Cade Otten here. If you're not projected to win, you need to swing upside, and you're like, this is a Hail Mary week for me, I'm playing Matthew Golden. That should help you make your determination there. A says, thanks for reading the comment. I'd be getting Amon-Ra in that first round pick trade. I'm good with that. Take Amon-Ra there, especially if you're a contender. Those are late picks, so I'm not too worried about it. Brendan's over here. What's up? I traded Zay Flowers for Saquon. Did I win? Absolutely. That's a massive W. Massive W. All right, Brandon Faber understood the assignment, dropped a quick follow, and now I can pin his comment, make my life a bit easier. Start Ramondre or Algier. I'm going to go Ramondre here. Shakir or Shaheed. I'm going to lean Khalil Shakir here. Stevenson or Algier. I said Stevenson. Should I take Chris Godwin from the waivers? Yes. I don't think he should be on your waiver wire, but you're probably not getting a lot out of him in the immediate. BB is saying Dobbins, Devonta Smith, Dowdle. I'm going to go Dobbins. Great matchup for J.K. Dobbins this week. I Frost saying, yeah, most likely need a lucky win as my running backs are cooked due to injuries. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, a lot of people are struggling with a ton of injury concerns right now. I'm sorry. Tough situation here. Brayman saying, what about Marv for K9 and Aaron Jones? Let's see. Marv for K9 and Aaron Jones. Yeah. I would do that. In a redraft format, I'll do that. Just give me running back depth here for the stretch down the long haul. Still not great, but I'll do it. I'm just not really a Marv guy personally. I got Jake over on the tube. What's up, man? Jay Jettis for Barkley plus Brian Thomas Jr. Yeah, I'll do the package here. I'll do the package comfortably. Pierce or Moore. I hate both options here, but I'm going to lean Moore. Let's see. I've got Ivan in here saying Jennings or Boutte. If Juwan Jennings is going to play, I think you're fine to slot him in here because there's no Ricky Pearsall. But last time I checked, I think it's a little bit up in the air or he was questionable. So let's just double check and make sure. Now, this is an interesting one. Fant or Ingram? I am going to lean Evan Ingram this week. And even though I think Noah Fant's a great play as well. And look, they get the Jets. You know, Noah Fant should have plenty of opportunity against that Jets defense. And there's no Sauce Gardner, and that defense is going to be depleted. But again, we're talking about the 32nd ranked overall Dallas Cowboys defense. And I think Evan Ingram has a very good chance of putting up solid points. So, yeah, Toon said, dang, had no idea Bucky could get season-ending surgery. Look, again, I'm not telling you that that's for sure going to happen here, but what I am telling you is that is what I've heard is on the table. Until I hear more, I want to be very tentative about the advice I'm giving on Bucky Irving because I don't want to be that guy that tells you make the trade, and tomorrow they announce his surgery, right? Guys, if you're one of the 70-plus over on TikTok, make sure you're following so I can pin your comments, make my life a bit easier here, trying to juggle multiple chats across platforms. So just want to do the best I can to help everybody out here. Pick up Franklin or Leggett, Frost is saying, over on T-Witch. I would go with Troy Franklin here. Very much a Troy Franklin guy comparatively. Breyer is saying, should I start Shakir or Franklin? Now, here I am talking about Troy Franklin, but I am going to tell you to play Khalil Shakir over him. Since you do have the option, that's where I'd be going with it. Wavy is saying, I just traded Dowdle for Genty. Yeah, of course. W. Massive W. Isaiah over here. Hey, thank you, Big Truth, for the heart me. Greatly appreciate you, man. I'm going to pin you in just 1 second here. He says, would you trade Puka, JSN, Rashi, Rice, and London? Someone offered me Josh Allen. My quarterback is Flacco. I have Puka, JSN, Rasheed, and London. Someone offered me Josh Allen. Josh Allen for what? Like, I mean, yeah, of course I always want Josh Allen, but I want to make sure you're making a good trade here. If you have Puka JSN and Rashee Rice, let's move Drake London for Josh Allen straight up, or Josh Allen plus a J.K. Dobbins. That should be great. Let's get her done. Okay. All right, Big Truth. Thank you for the heart, me man. Gifton, get you pinned right away. All right, that's what's gonna happen here. OMG, help me. Penix or Caleb this week? I'm gonna go Caleb Williams. Gonna go Caleb Williams here out of that group. Tune the gap. Well, regardless, did my job as the gym. Sit down with Addison and Sutton. I think I have to do right by my players and let them flourish in a different organization with a starting lineup of Flacco, Jamar, CD, JT, Javonte, Ertz, Schultz, Rice. What QB tight end can I target with Sutton and Addison single package? Yeah. QB tight end here. Like, honestly, bro, let's just start easy. Go get Dak and Jake Ferguson. Honestly. And then you get the stack with CD, and that would be incredible. I would try to do that immediately, and I don't think that that's out of question. Like, if you're offering two, top 20 receivers like that, I mean, Sutton's like a top 12 receiver right now, top 14. Like, he's playing great. All right, pinning this one up here now. Irwin is asking Scadaboo for Ladd. I'm personally going to hold the Scadaboo side. I just prefer the running back production down the stretch. I think they're going to be really hard to buy come playoff time. I think we've barely scratched the surface on running back injuries. You're starting to see some of them go down big now, and I want Cam Scadaboo for the long haul. Erwin, thanks for the question, man. If you're one of the 80+ over on TikTok, guys, make sure you're following so I can pin your comments up here as I juggle chats across platforms here. I got Otten, Ingram, or Schultz. I'm going to go Ingram, and Otten will be a very close second with all the injuries in Tampa Bay. I've got Aiden in here saying pick one, Higgins, Judkins, Wandale. That one is going to be Judkins. Judkins comfortably here. I'm a big Quinshon Judkins guy. Angel, what's up, Angel? Sorry I missed your couple comments earlier. Higbee or Hawkinson? I'm going to go Hawkinson. I don't like it, but I'm going to go Hawkinson. Choose two. We've got Breece, Tet, Chase Brown. I'm going to go Breece and Tet. ISO is saying, is trading Brian Thomas Jr. for Warren and DJ Moore good? Well, if this is Tyler Warren, then I'm actually okay with it. I mean, Tyler Warren's giving you phenomenal production. If it's Jaylen Warren, I'm less inclined, to be completely frank. I've got Frost over here saying on the T-Witch, Harvey or Tracy a better handcuff? Probably Harvey, honestly. I think Harvey will just get more usage throughout the course of the season here. All right, Holt. What's up, Holt? Start two, Boutte, Tez, Franklin. I'm going to go Tez and Franklin. I got Christian in here asking if he's starting Love or Flacco. I'll play Jordan Love. Max is in here asking some questions saying started this week. Wandale stated this week? Lord knows. Who are you asking who you should start this week? Wandale or Flowers? I'm going to go Wandale Robinson, believe it or not. Okay. Jonathan, I'm going to pin your comment up here, man. Recognize you. Thank you for your follower tag. If you guys are not a follower over on TikTok, I can't pin your comments, so make my life a little bit easier, would you? And help me get the chat a bit more readable. 100 of you almost over in this chat, and then I also am juggling the YouTube and the T-Witch. Tune the gap. Interesting thought with targeting Dak, Fergie. I'd have Javonte, CD, Dak, Fergie with a Week 10 bye, but it matches Week 10 bye. Rice, Jamar, Flacco as 2 and 5. Dialing buys into Week 1 could be a strategy. I like it. I like it a lot, personally. I think that would be a great buy for you. Jonathan's over here asking, do I trade Kamara and Boutte for Waddle and Worthy? Yes, I would take the Waddle and Worthy side here comfortably. Okay, I've got Kurt Roberts saying, start Tyler Warren or Ferguson. This is a clear both for me, guys. Let's remember a couple things, okay? One thing to remember that's important right now. One, it is National Tight Ends Day on Sunday. It is a self-made holiday for the players, and the coaches recognize it. And let me tell you, tight ends eat every single year on National Tight End Day. If you are struggling on Buymageddon this week, which I know a lot of you are, and you've got players that you're like, oh my God, I have no wide receivers, I have no running backs. Well, guess what? You have flex spots for a reason. If you have multiple flexes, let's start 2 tight ends. Let's start multiple tight ends this weekend. It is National Tight End Day, and I'm all about it. So, guys, I'm just saying, if you're struggling at all for depth, Tight ends are going to be your best friend this week, okay? And you can quote me on that. Waffles is out here saying Saquon and Tyler Warren for JT. This is going to be a no. I love Jonathan Taylor. Believe me, like he's probably going to finish running back 1 this year. I do expect Saquon to have a better second half of the season, and I think Tyler Warren has a really good chance of finishing tight end 1 overall. He's currently tight end 3. I'm not moving a top 3 guy at their position that's a huge difference maker on my team just to tear up at running back, when I still think Saquon has a lot of a lot of runway ahead of him here, okay? CJ. What's up, CJ? Do I give JT and Emeka for Bijan and Adams? JT and Emeka for Bijan and Adams. I would take the Bijan and Adams side here, but that's simply because, for me, I think Devontae Adams is going to be more consistent than Ibuka. But now that Mike Evans is hurt, I think you're holding. Honestly. It's too much of a lateral move for me. I'll hold Jonathan Taylor here. I know I'm like switching my answer up a little bit on you, but sometimes I got to talk through it. Broccoli says Dowdle, Krosky, Merritt, or Woody. I'll go Dowdle. Just a lot safer, honestly. It's a lot safer. Hey, Sir Abo, thank you so much for the heart me. Greatly appreciate you. If you got a question, drop it in the chat here, and I'll pin you on up. Appreciate the gifts, man. Anytime anyone wants to gift, I'll make sure I pin your question immediately, get it unanswered. I've got Malcolm over here saying Bucky Irving, Cam Scat, Javonte Williams, and Jahmyr Gibbs. What would you rate my running back lineup? Fantastic. I love it. I got no issues with it. Sir, thank you kindly for the gift, man. He says Hunter Henry or Pat Freiermuth. Probably going to play Pat. He had a monster week last week. Plus, I said National Tight Ends Day. I like the upside you're getting here. I'm good with it. Okay. All right, guys, we got 100+ over on TikTok right now. If that's where you're watching me on, would greatly appreciate if you guys could drop a follow and help make my chat a bit more readable. I can pin your comments up if you're a follower, so would make my life way easier. Greatly appreciate you. If you're following over on the tube that's made for you or the T-Witch, you're going to be having a little bit of a better viewing experience with a horizontal display and a easier chat. So if you guys do have those apps, come check me out over there. I've got Bro saying, is Warren and Genty for Jacobs? I would just hold the package. Warren and Genty is what I would like here. Mav is saying, do I start Ingram or Fannin? I would go with Ingram, personally. Tamash, what's up, Tamash, is saying Saquon, Ladd, and Javonte for Amon-Ra, St. Brown, Jonathan Taylor. Yeah, say less. Give me the Amon-Ra and JT side. I don't even need to read the rest of the question. Pretty easy there. Van Jefferson or Kendrick Bourne? Kendrick Bourne. I'll go Kendrick Bourne. Okay. Andrew, thank you for following, my friend. Appreciate you guys. I'm looking for your comment, man. If you've got a question, go ahead and just drop it here, and I'll pin you on up. I got Stacy in here saying Pittman or Wan'Dale Robinson. It's going to be Michael Pittman for me. Jay, thank you for the rose, man. I'm going to pin you up right now. See that follow next to your name as well. It says, which two should I start? Pittman, Metcalf, Dobbs, Rome. I'm going to go Pittman and Metcalf here. Chuba or Tony Pollard. I'm going to lean Chuba Hubbard here. Space Cowboy, thank you for chiming in. Thanks for a rose, my friend. Appreciate you. Hey, Supreme, recognize you, man. Longtime follower. Thank you. He says, yo, turn those 3 firsts I got for CD into CMC and Nico. Love that. That's a great lateral move. Helps you contend this season. Absolutely. I like what I'm seeing out of that. Space Cowboy says, Wan'Dale or Metcalf? Now, this one I'm going to go with DK Metcalf. Okay, I'm going to go DK Metcalf here. Okay, 1 second. What else do I got here? I've got Peter in the chat. What's up, Peter? Peter says, Shaheed Downs, Kincaid, Chase Brown, need 2 at the flex. I'll go Downs and I'll go Chase Brown here. JG, what's up, JG? He's saying Golden or DJ Moore. I'm going to go Matthew Golden there. I can't trust DJ Moore at all right now. Ethan is saying, is it worth picking up Trey Benson? Yeah, of course. Of course it's worth it. I mean, Trey Benson's like a week or two from coming back and being the RB1 in Arizona. Breve or for Scat. I'm guessing this is Breece Hall is what you're trying to say. And I would rather have the Cam Skattebo side here, personally. Would far rather have Cam Skattebo. I've got Nick saying, would you trade Tet for Chuba? No, absolutely not. I really like Tetairoa McMillan here. Let's see. Jay is saying, what about 2 running backs? I got Chase Brown, Judkins, K9, and Monty. What do you mean? You got 2 running backs. What are you asking here? What about 2 RBs? Oh, you're saying to start. Judkins. And I'm going to go back to the well and take a risk on Kenneth Walker this week. Actually, no, it's bye week. You can't. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Nick. What's up, man? He's saying, yo, big fan. Thanks, bro. Appreciate you coming through. Thank you for your support, man. Happy to help you with whatever you need. If you're not already a member of the Discord, Nick, we'd love to have you in there, man. We do members-only chats. We did one earlier this week. You can get on the voice channel. Just talk to me directly. We can talk fantasy. We can talk whatever you want. Movies. Have a good time. You know, would love to have you in there, man. If you're not already in there, send me a direct message, bro. Just with the word Discord. Would love to have you come through. If you guys are watching over on YouTube, your chat experience is going to be a tiny bit better over there. And by a tiny bit, I mean a lot of it. If you're over on TikTok, I can pin your comments if you are a follower. So make sure you drop a follow here, and I'll pin your comment above so that I can answer your questions. I've got Waddle, Wandale, or Golden. I'm going to lean Waddle 1, Wandale 2, and Golden 3. I've got Daniel in here saying, do I start Wandale, DJ Moore, or Tez Johnson? I'm going to lead Waddle first, and then Tez Johnson will be my second. Like I said, cannot trust DJ Moore right now, and just not my guy. Not my guy. I've got K. Hush saying, big fan, you're the GOAT. Who do you think the best fantasy wide receiver is? Hey, thank you so much, man. Y'all are being real kind tonight. Appreciate you coming in and giving me some shouts here. Been grinding for you guys. Second live of the day already. I'm live every single day. Can't miss me. I'm going to hopefully help you guys win a lot of championships this season. If you're asking me who my top wide receiver of the season is, it's Jackson Smith and Jigba. And it was my wide receiver 1 all off season. And I know everyone in the chats can be like, oh, this guy's just riding his coattails. No, scroll my profile, scroll all the way back to April, and you will find, hundreds of videos of me just telling you all off season, buy JSN, buy JSN, buy JSN. And I couldn't feel more validated today. And I'm lucky. I'm a Seattle Seahawks fan, so I got a front row seat to this one. But to be completely frank, I just thought he was a phenomenal prospect coming out of Ohio State. Thought he was a better wide receiver than Marvin Harrison. Call me crazy. I think his prospect profile is better. I think he's a better route runner. I think he's a better ball tracker. And I think he's showing you everything he has to offer right now. I've got Zero over on the YouTube saying trade Jordan Mason for Woody Marks. This is going to be a no. I mean, if it's a dynasty question, I think it's pretty lateral. I view them in the same range. But personally, if I'm moving Jordan Mason, I'd probably be trying to, move more laterally into a wide receiver. Like, could I move Jordan Mason just straight up for Wan'Dale Robinson in Dynasty and give myself a young receiver with some upside on an offense that I think's ascending in the New York Giants now with Jackson Dart at the helm and Cam Skattebo leading the charge? I like that kind of move. I've got Brian saying Puka or JSN. I mean, honestly, it's one of the two, right? You got wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2 here. I personally prefer JSN ever so slightly. I'm a Seahawks fan. But at the same time, I also just really applaud his durability. But again, Puka is a menace when he's on the field. It looks like he has a hard time staying on the field sometimes. That's obviously something that makes me a tiny bit worried. Again, if you guys are over on TikTok, please make sure you're following so I can pin your comments like this and make my chat a bit more readable. I've got user 42 saying, do I trade Rashi Devonta 2 seconds and for Warren, a late 26 first and a late 27 first? I'm rebuilding. I don't know if this gets me that much closer on the rebuild. Now, if this is Tyler Warren and if it's a tight end premium league, I will say yes. because you are accumulating some extra firsts here, and you're getting, a top tier tight end and a guy I love in Tyler Warren. Now, keep in mind, I'm not telling you as a rebuilder that you need to move off Rashee Rice. Like, I know he's 25, but this is only technically his, second season playing, really, with the injuries and suspensions. So, it's tough, but I'd probably be leaning the pick side. Yeah, I'll lean the pick side. My name is Jeff. Over on YouTube. What's up, man? Found myself contending when I didn't expect to. My team is very young and on the rise. Who's a good buy for this year specifically? Yeah, man. I love this question because, quite frankly, I've been dealing with the same thing myself. There's a few leagues that I aimed to punt in, and shockingly, I'm 7-0, and another one I'm 6-1. And so, I think if you are looking at a team that you're like is mainly young guys, and you've got some extra picks, which it sounds like you do. Guys I would be going for, that I still think give you a decent amount of runway for the next couple of years. One is going to be Michael Pittman, a guy I liked all offseason, told you guys to purchase him in Dynasty because you could get him at an extremely cheap price. Like in the offseason, you were getting him for second and third round picks. And the reasoning behind that was, yeah, look, you can see I drafted him in this league this offseason in a startup in the 11th round, okay? That's crazy. That's crazy value, okay? But the reason I loved Michael Pittman so much is outside of last year where he had a broken back and Anthony Richardson playing at a below average level, clearly, he had 13, 20, 17 finishes. It's top 20 finishes 3 years in a row. That's consistency incarnate, okay? Like, that's what I want out of somebody as my wide receiver too, a consistent top 20 finish. Only 28. Daniel Jones is ascending this offense. Jonathan Taylor's finding his stride. Tyler Warren's opening up the middle of the field. I love what I'm seeing out of Michael Pittman. So while everyone wants to talk about Josh Downs, I think that's a great buy that you could still maybe get away with sending 2 future seconds and a third for Michael Pittman. Or maybe even one of the young guys on your bench that has some upside, like a Troy Franklin, okay? I think if you're looking for even cheaper buys, guys that I like as contending pieces are Stephon Diggs. Drake May is ascending very quickly. Stephon Diggs has been giving you really good production in a very quiet manner. I know a lot of you out there are like, yeah, but he's not playing that well. He's a top 25 wide receiver, wide receiver 26, and he is doing, consistent. He's doing consistently better as the season goes on here and finding himself on the field more and more. And as Drake May finds comfortability with him only in the first year of his deal in New England, I think you're getting, a year or two of runway ahead of you with him. Thirdly, and finally, I think the easiest contending buy of all is Davante Adams. And I know, Jeff, you're going to be out there being like, oh man, but Davante's so old. Why would I be spending so much on an old guy? First year of his deal, he's eating in Los Angeles. Puka's shown us he can't stay healthy, can't stay on the field. This is a high-powered offense. I think you're going to get at least another year, maybe 2, out of Davante Adams here. That's the way I'd be looking at it. What about more expensive buys? Also, my weakness is specifically tight end starting Pitts. Great. You're helping me wind it down. I mean, more expensive buys. Let's go shoot for the top. You got Trey McBride here as, tight end number 2 right now, but I think one of the best buys in Dynasty. I love going to buy Tucker Kraft personally. Like, I think Kyle Pitts in a couple of seconds might get you there, depending on how high the Kraft owner is on him and how big your tight end premium is, or if you have one. That's another tight end I love buying. Additionally, there's not a lot of other guys in the tight end rooms that I'm super high on buying. Obviously, Tyler Warren, but that's an easy one. Jake Ferguson, if you can afford him, currently tight end 1, and this Dallas defense is 32 ranked overall, so they're going to have to put up crazy amount of points to stay in contention here. Everyone is like, Jake Ferguson's going to dip when CD comes back. Catches 2 touchdowns and goes for 30 points, so I'm really not too worried about him. I think those are the directions I'd point you in if you're looking at tight end here, man. I've got Zero saying, awesome, man. So in that case, should I be panicked with Mason? I wouldn't be panicked, but on a dynasty roster, Mason is absolutely a sell for me. I think Jordan Mason, he got the workload. Here's how I should put it, guys. And let's just talk about Jordan Mason for 1 second, and then I'll hop back over to the chat and we can unpack everything we want, right? Look, this man's 26 years old, okay? He signed a 2-year deal with Minnesota in the offseason. There is a void year. There's a chance they don't even bring him back, okay? Outside of that, you're looking at a guy who the dream scenario for Jordan Mason to have wheels up runway for everyone that was a Jordan Mason truther. Not me. I was not a Jordan Mason truther, but all the people out there that were trying to tell me that Jordan Mason is an absolute stud and his metrics are incredible and like no matter what, like he's going to beat out Aaron Jones and be the guy, whatever. Well, look, he gets exactly what everybody was hoping for. Aaron Jones goes down. He has free way to roam. He's the lead back in an offense where, again, they lose their quarterback. They should put even more on the run game. Like, when I talk about game scripts and season scripts going well, Jordan Mason couldn't have had a better one. But what are you getting out of him? Top 25? Barely. Barely. He's struggling on a weekly basis at times to give you double-digit finishes. 10 points. 12 points, 12 points. And this is in a league with a first down bonus scoring, right? So, like, you're even getting extra. I think in standard PPR formats, it was less. All to say, what makes you look in the mirror right now and say, okay, Jordan Mason is now suddenly going to do even better than he was before with Aaron Jones back and J.J. McCarthy coming back and the Vikings, kind of scrambling all across their offensive line. All things considered, guys, Jordan Mason was an experiment. He's a fine handcuff. He's probably a premium handcuff, and I'm willing to even say that and give you that, but he's nothing more. And so if you still have people out in your Dynasty League that will pay a first-round pick for Jordan Mason, that will give you multiple seconds for Jordan Mason, that will give you a young player with upside, like a Xavier Worthy for Jordan Mason, like a Josh Downs plus a second for Jordan Mason, you are smashing accept on these deals, and you are running to the bank. Hell, at this point, you've got young ascending tight ends coming out of here, like who we just saw the other night, a Rondre Gadsden, right? Like, that's an exciting prospect. I would be going to buy. Like, hell, could I even go buy Theo Johnson, who looks like a target that Jackson Dart really likes at only 24 years old and on an ascending Giants offense and get a second-round pick kicked back to you on top of Jordan Mason? I think all these deals get done. Like, I see these deals happen every day. I play in 20-plus leagues for Dynasty. I'm just saying. I've got Fat Pancake over on the YouTube saying, which tight end would you do, Mason Taylor or Dalton Kincaid? I'd probably lean Kincaid, but I think Mason Taylor's got a lot of upside and a lack of target competition, especially if Garrett Wilson's out this week. I don't think you can go too wrong here, Whoa, user 65 Boats and Hose. What's up, man? Listening from Australia. Keep it up, brother. A win gets me to 5-3. Hell yeah, man. Thank you so much for coming through. Good to see you. Glad we can make a trade together this week. Guys, got some of the OGs, guys in my original listener league listening in all the way from across the world. Your support means the world. Thank you, my man. Can't wait to come visit over in Aussie and have a pint with you boys and chop it up. It'll be lovely. We can talk some ball. Byers is saying, should I start Shakir and Franklin and bench Waddle? No, I'd be playing John Waddle. I know the Dolphins have not been looking fantastic, and I don't disagree with that. Certainly don't shy away from the fact, but at the same time, I would be comfortably playing Jalen Waddle here. Tanner is asking Tez or Dobbs at the flex. Was leaning Tez. Yeah, no, we're going Tez for sure. Out of this one. Guys, if you're over watching on TikTok and not on YouTube or Twitch, make sure you're following so I can pin your comment here, make my chat a hell of a lot more readable. I'm juggling chats across platforms here, so do your boy a favor, help me out, make my life a bit easier. I got Gabe Ski over here, understanding the assignment, dropping that follow. I'm going to pin this comment right on up here. He says, before season, you were overly low on Tootin. What are your thoughts halfway through? No, I'm glad you're, dude. I love to see that folks are coming back and people are recognizing. Appreciate you coming through, man. Appreciate you coming through. Thank you for bringing up my past takes. I don't shy away from them at all. I love talking about them. So yes, I was not a Baishal Tootin guy at all. For folks out there, was not a Tootin guy. Was very scared of his fumbling problems that he had in college. Did not think that was going to get better in the NFL. Also didn't like the crowded room he was in with Tank Bigsby and Travis Etienne. And if you know me well, you know I'm a big Travis Etienne guy. Now, all that being considered, the Tank Bigsby trade showed that they obviously have a lot of faith in Tootin and want to get him involved. So that immediately started to shift my mindset ever so slightly to think, okay, maybe Tootin's going to have a bigger role than I expected. And he has had a bigger role than I've been expected. Now, keep in mind, we're looking at these, numbers here and seeing him peaking at a 29% snap share. So I'm not going to go crazy here and say that Baishal Tutin is, a integral part of this offense. Outside of catching a screen pass touchdown in week 3 against the Texans, he hasn't done a whole lot. Week 2 against Cincinnati, and then, punching 1 touchdown in on the ground against the Texans. He hasn't done a whole lot to convince me that he's the guy of the future or anything. I still think Travis Etienne is going to be heavily involved in this offense and be the guy, probably going to get extended. All that being said, I think I'm definitely higher on Tutin now than I was before. I could see you moving 2 third-round picks for Baishal Tutin. I'm still not in the range of giving a second-round pickup for him, but I do think he's a good stash to have. I think if anything happens to Etienne, he could immediately become a workhorse back and see a lot of opportunity. I think, as a stash on your roster, it's okay holding him now. Not like I was immediately selling him for a flipping value like I was last time, but that's whatever. All right, I've got Fat Pancake over here saying both have good matchups this week. Mason Taylor versus the Bengals and Dalton Kincaid versus Arizona, so I can't choose, but they get a lot of targets. Garrett Wilson is out this week, but he was also last week, and Mason Taylor didn't do very much. Bills play the Panthers. Again, I'd probably lean Kincaid. I'd lean Kincaid ever so slightly, but I think Mason Taylor isn't a bad option. Like you said, he has a great matchup. But again, I've seen Kincaid do it on multiple occasions a little bit more consistently this year, so I am going to be leaning Kincaid. Butters, what do we got? South Park in here? What's up, Butters? Thanks for dropping the follow. Now I can pin your question here. Guys, if you're not already following and you're watching over on TikTok, make sure you drop a follow so I can pin your comments here. Butters said, who would you rather keep, Godwin or Diggs? It'd be Diggs by a mile. I'm actually really high on Stephon Diggs. I think he's only ascending in this offense with Drake May at the helm. And, I think Stephon Diggs could be a bona fide solid wide receiver 2 asset for the rest of the season here. I got Adam over on YouTube saying, do I start Monangai or Kroski Merritt if Swift doesn't play? Well, I do think Swift is going to play. He's trending in the right direction. But if Swift doesn't play, you're starting Monangai. That's just how it is. Kroski Merritt has already shown me that he can't be consistent. He has flash weeks. He has weeks that get me excited, and then he puts up duds. And I just can't trust him. Gibbs for JSN. Who wins? It's Jackson Smith and Jigba by a mile for me. Honestly, I mean, JSN's wide receiver 1, he's looking like he's not slowing down anytime soon. He's crazy efficient too. Bryant Nakua is saying play Wan'Dale Robinson or Waddle. Again, I'm probably going to lean Jalen Waddle ever so slightly here, but I won't deny that Wan'Dale has been giving you a really solid level of upside and very consistent PPR production. So I don't think you can go wrong here. I would slightly lean Jalen Waddle, but it's not by a lot. Who would you suggest to be on the bench this week, Shakir or Franklin? I'm going to go with Franklin on the bench. I'll play Shakir. Baxton says CMC over under 7.5 receptions. God, that's brutal. They're so good at setting these lines, dude. Let's just see if it would have hit for you. 7, 7, 8, 6, 10. They're so good at setting their lines. He's hovering right around 8 or 7, so this is essentially just a complete and utter coin flip. I'm probably going to go under. I'm going to go under on a week that George Kittle is going to have an explosion, in my opinion. It is National Tight End Day on Sunday, and I'm expecting the world out of George Kittle in a bounce-back game here. Okay? All right. I'm going to keep pinning some of these comments. Guys, if you're over watching on TikTok, and that's the platform you're on, greatly appreciate you coming through. But make sure you drop a follow here so that I can pin your comment, make my chat a bit more readable. I'm trying to juggle multiple platforms of chat here, so would appreciate it. I can help you with your questions. Trade Genty for Wan'Dale Robinson. That's a no. That's a no. I'm holding Genty. I've got Lamb or White in the flex. It's going to be Lamb, Jeremy. It's going to be Lamb. I've got user 64 here saying, need to stream a wide receiver this week. Alec Pierce or Noel. I'm probably going to go Noel. I don't love it, but that's the direction I'm going to go. I've got Brandon Acosta in here saying, would Drake May for J.K. Dobbins and Diggs be a good trade? This is format dependent. If it's a super flex format, then no, I'd rather have Drake May. If it's not a super flex format, then yes, give me Dobbins and Diggs, and I'll ride him out the rest of the season. Jeremy is saying Ertz or Theo Johnson. Actually, a lot closer than I want to admit, but I'm going to lean Ertz just slightly. Stiff, thank you again for the follow, making it easy for me to pin your comments up here. Namski is saying, would you trade JSN for Taylor? My wide receivers are Lamb, Rice, Abuka, Rome, and Johnston, 2 flex league. Yes, I would. It's not often I'm going to tell you to move off Jackson Smith and Jigba. In fact, I almost never would. But the fact that you have such a deep wide receiver core and you're getting potentially the RB1 overall, I think you just can't ignore the opportunity here. Sir Weeze, thank you for coming through here. I've got him saying Evan Ingram or Hunter Henry. I'm going to lean Evan Ingram this week. I've got Zero over on the YouTube saying someone sent me an offer for Mixon, but I'm having trouble valuing him, so I'm scared of making any moves with him. Yeah, dude, I don't want Joe Mixon on my roster at all. Joe Mixon is essentially useless in fantasy right now. So you're saying they want you to buy Mixon, or someone's offering you anything for Joe Mixon? If they're offering you anything, I'm taking it probably. Tell me what it is, but I'm happy to help. Juan Mario, what's up, Juan? Juan is saying, what do I do with Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt? Well, you should have sold him when I told you to 5 weeks ago. Y'all were killing me out here in my comments. Oh my gosh, JCM is so good. He's the truth. What are you doing? This guy thinks he's so cool for talking against the grain because everyone loves JCM and he's trying to be a hater. No, he's not consistent. He's not showing you any sort of upside. He's giving you 1 week where it's 22 points, and the next week he fades into oblivion. I can't trust him in my lineup. If I can't trust you in my lineup, you don't mean anything to me. So, yeah, I'm selling him. Let's move off him. You know who I trust more? Zach Charbonnet. He's putting in a touchdown every single start he has. He's not even getting the workload back. He's getting 30% snap share. He's putting in points for you. So, yeah, go flip JCM for Stephon Diggs and Zach Charbonnet and ride it to the bank and be happy about it. Mike, thank you for the Dolphins, man. Thank you for gifting. If you want a gift, I'll go ahead and pin your comments right away, guys. If you're not already following over on TikTok, make sure you drop a follow so that I can pin your comment and make my chat a bit more readable. Gibbs for JSN, didn't hear me. I said yes. It's not often that I'm telling you to move off Jahmyr Gibbs, but for Jackson Smith and Jigba, it's a yes. I do want the JSN side here. Okay? All right, Connor, I'm going to pin you up, and then I'm going to hop over to the YouTube real quick. I got Zero saying it's Dynasty. Yeah, it's Dynasty. Like, that's the thing. Like, what's the offer? What do they want? Give me specifics. Adam is saying all Texans wide receivers are on waivers. I could go Noel, Franklin, Mims, or Brashad over Krosky. Well, okay, if that's what we're deciding over the waiver wire, yeah, I'm going to play Krosky-Merritt. I know I'm, like, telling you, fade the man, whatever. Yes, that's in the context of, like, you actually have real serviceable players on your roster. You don't. These guys are all waiver wire pickups, so fine. We're playing JCM. It pains me to say it. You got me to ramble, and then you still got me to say you're playing JCM, Adam, but I'll play JCM. If not, I'll play Troy Franklin. Like, that's the only backup I'm playing here that I feel even okay about, all right? B-Dubs, what's up, B-Dubs? Good to see you, man. Judkins or Henry rest of the season? Look, I think Judkins giving you more consistency. I'll take Judkins here. Drop JCM for Travis Hunter. Completely lateral move. I mean, you could. They're both inconsistent, so whichever one you'd prefer to be frustrated on a weekly basis, up to you. I'd be just shopping JCM, see if you can get anyone to take him off your hands. All right, Joe is in here saying, should I start Mark, Sharp, or JC? Definitely Charbonnet here out of the group. It's going to be Charbonnet. User 34 is saying Gibbs for Saquon and Ladd. I would be taking the package. Give me Saquon and Ladd here. Logan, what's up, Logan? Good to see you in here. Longtime follower, Logan Walters. Troy Franklin or Leggett? We're going to go Troy Franklin. Guys, if you're over watching on TikTok, make sure you're following so I can pin these comments, all right? I got Erwin over on the tube that's made for you saying I got CMC, Bucky, and Scat. Who should I trade for a wide receiver? Bucky, if you're going to trade any of them. I just trust CMC and Scat more right now. So if you're going to trade anybody, let's move off Bucky, see if you can go buy Garrett Wilson on a week where he's injured, and ride him the rest of the season as a PPR upside target hog. Gilberto, I see you dropping the follow over there, man. You're a legend, saying Schultz or Pacheco in the flex. I'm going to go Dalton Schultz on National Tight Ends Day, okay? That is what we're going to do, and I feel okay about it. All right. Juan says, thoughts on Tez Johnson? I think he's a fine streaming option this week with all the injuries in Tampa Bay. I'm good with it. You're right. Sharps is on bye. Marks or JCM? Give me JCM. Connor is in here. What's up, Connor? Connor's saying Pittman and Keenan for Nico. Yes, I'll do it, but I don't feel great about it. Michael Pittman's been really solid for you, but yeah. Danny, what's up, Danny? Danny's saying, I traded Jalen Hurts for Kyron. I have May already. Yeah, I'm good with this. Totally good with this. Adam saying, would you trade Worthy and JCM for Chase Brown? I don't like that. No, I like Xavier Worthy a lot. Like, Worthy and JCM, who would I do a trade for in the wide receiver department? I would, or in the running back department, if that's what you're trying to tier up on. Like, Worthy and JCM, I'd love to try to get Scadaboo, probably out of your price range, but let's try. I'd be fine with Jaylen Warren. I don't feel incredible about it, but I'd be fine with it. I think he's got a lot of upside the rest of the season here. I think I'd be fine getting back Bucky Irving while he's down on an injury. So I would do that. I would say outside of that, I don't have a lot of other fantastic options for you, to be frank. Like, maybe you're getting Dobbins plus, but I don't think you got a lot of great ones there. Which wide receiver should I try to get for Bucky? I said Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson or Ladd McConkey. I think both of them are good options there. I got Caden Robertson over here. What's up, Caden? Appreciate you following. A longtime follower over here. Can recognize it with his follower tag. If you guys are one of the 100 in the TikTok chat side of things, please make sure you're following so I can pin your comments and make my chat across platforms a bit more readable. Caden says, I have Kittle, Laporta, Fannin, and Tucker. Trade one and for how much? I mean, you should be trading Fannin, if anything, here. And if it's Dynasty, I want a second and a third. If it's tight end premium league, if you can transfer him into a wide receiving asset that I like that's young and has some upside, like a Wan'Dale Robinson, I'd be thrilled on that. So I think that would give you a couple options there. All right. 49ers, recognize you, man. Good to have you in here. He says, start Judkins, Jalen Warren, Dowdle, start two. Judkins and Jalen Warren there. Noxie says, should I try to trade Amari and Hampton as a 2-5 fantasy team? Yeah, I probably would. I probably would split the assets, see if I can go get DK Metcalf and Ken Walker and just hope I'm getting more upside in the coming weeks from them. Hudson saying JT and Addison for Wan'Dale and CMC or Pittman for Wan'Dale and CMC. Wait, what? Or, Bijan and Pittman. The first trade, I want JT and Addison. The second trade, I want the Wan'Dale and CMC side. So I don't know exactly how I'm supposed to get all this deciphered or whatever, but I'm trying. Like, I hope that helps you, Hudson. Adam's over here on the tube that's made for you saying, what about a wide receiver suggestion? I have Scat and Bucky already. Okay, wide receiver suggestion. Perfect. Great. Now we're cooking with natural gas. Worthy and JCM. Give me Chris Olave. Give me Devontae Adams. Again, Adam, I can't remember. Is this Dynasty or Redraft? Adam, let me know. Is it Dynasty or Redraft? I'm assuming Redraft from what you're asking, but Devontae Adams if it's Redraft. If it's not, then Olave, Dynasty. Okay? I'd love to go try to buy Michael Pittman if it's Redraft. I would like to get Stephon Diggs plus Ken Walker. I think that's a fine package that you could shift and make happen here. Or, again, at the wide receiver position, I would be looking comfortably over at a Ladd McConkey, redraft. Yeah, okay, perfect. That gives you more options then. Devontae Adams. Let's go get Devontae Adams right now then. Buy A.J. Brown while he's down on the low. Okay? All right, guys, if you're over on TikTok, again, please make sure you're following so I can pin your comments like Joey here. He says Downs or Franklin. I'm going to play Josh Downs. Tyler Warren for Brian Thomas Jr., who won the trade. I prefer Tyler Warren if it's a tight end premium, and if it's not, then I'll take BTJ. Thoughts on Terry Rozier? I think that the betting scandal is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Kincaid limited or Otten versus the Saints. Safety net. Just play Otten. Okay. All right. Dre, thank you. Says Jesus loves y'all. Appreciate you, man. I appreciate the love. All right. Sirs says, out of Higgins, Debo, Shaheed, or Boutte, which two should I start? Debo and Higgins. Okay. Brian, thank you. He says, I have a dude wanting to trade A.J. Brown and Devonta Adams for Puka, who I have. Should I take it? I'm going to hold Puka. I'm going to hold Puka here. Wow. Bool, thank you so much for the Galaxy, man. That is so kind, my man. Thank you so much, Bool. Couldn't be more appreciative of you, brother. If you have any questions at all, man, or you want me to take a look at a roster for you, absolutely happy to do so. Oh, I see it. Are we doing Galaxy for a review on my team? Of course, man. Of course. Happy to look at your team. Anyone who wants to drop a Galaxy, I'll give you a full team breakdown, roster review. Absolutely, man. Bull, if you want to, you know what to do, man, right? Like, are you in the Discord already? You got to just send me a direct message on the Discord with your team, and I'll pull it up for you, and I'll break it down, okay? You just let me know in the chat once it's up, and I'll pull my Discord up. Thank you so much for chiming in, man. Same goes to the 100E out in the chat. You want to drop a Galaxy? You want to send me your team? I will tell you all the trades I'm making, exactly what I'm doing for the playoffs, how to structure a long, successful run in Dynasty. That is what I do all day, every day. I got 0 over on the tube made for you saying had to double check the trade, but was a 4th round for Mixon. I'd like a 3rd. Counter with a 3rd. If he won't do it, then I'll take the 4th. All right. I've got Dave B out here. What's up, Dave? Dave is saying flex one, Pacheco, Dobbs, Tet. Yeah, it's Tet. Tet McMillan. Okay. B-Dubs, what's up? Thoughts on Bowers rest of the season? Trade Ferg / Pittman to get him. I don't know what to think about the Raiders at all right now, to be completely honest. Like, they're just not doing anything for anybody. Gino's all over the map. I'm hoping Bowers comes back and looks like half of the player he used to be. Right now, I'm a bit skeptical, to be completely frank. Juan Mario, what's up, Juan? He says, Waddle, Tet, JCM, Tez, my flex. I'm going with Tet. Cass is in here asking Kelsey or Fannin. I'm going to lean Travis Kelsey here. Is Watson going to play? This one I haven't heard yet. I haven't heard on Watson. So I've seen that he's been practicing. That's exciting. But I'm not going to give my determination until I get the full go-ahead here. And you know the best way to do that is to make sure you're in the Discord. It's entirely free. We've got automatic injury alerts that get posted in there every moment of every day, and so you can keep your lineups up to date. We also have a start set hotline where I go through each night and give you guys who should be in your starting lineup. So I'll make sure you get you ready for the weekend. VSAT over on the tube made for you. Thank you. Saying love the content. Appreciate you. Out here trying to help you guys win as many fantasy leagues as we can this year. Drop a little subscribe if you're new to the channel. But we got an awesome Trade Titans show each week that's with a special guest coming up. Super excited about it. So episode 2's on the way. Can't wait for you guys to see it. We got Art over on the YouTube saying pick 3, DJ Moore, DK Metcalf, Dobbs, Tez, Io Manor, or in Jennings. If I'm picking 3, I'm going Metcalf, I'm going Tez Johnson, and I'm going Juwan Jennings, okay? That's where I'm leaning here. All right, Bool, I haven't seen your comments yet, so I'm assuming you're sorting it out over on the Discord. So that is good. Just let me know when you're ready for me, my man. I'm happy to dive right in. I got Kyle over on TikTok saying Hampton for Chase Brown. This is going to be a no. I'd way rather have Amari and Hampton. You've waited it out this long. Why are we giving up now? I've got Telly over here saying Manungai or Spears. What do you think? In a vacuum, I'll go Manungai, but I don't feel good about it, to be completely frank with you. If you guys are one of the 100 plus over on TikTok and you're not watching on the tube made for you or the T-Witch, please make sure you're following so I can pin your comments and make my chat a lot more readable. If you do want to hop over to any of those other platforms, you will have a far better chat experience. I'm just saying. But if you're over here, I still appreciate you being here. Just do me a favor and make my chat a bit easier for me to read. We got a lot of folks asking questions. I got Will saying Rice for Etienne and Sutton. I'm going to hold Rashee Rice here. Haram is saying Breece Hall for Pickens. I will take Pickens here. Send it to you. Should be over Primo, Flacco, or Boole. Okay. Awesome, man. Awesome. Boole, I see you, man. I see you. Let's get it going. All right, guys, I'm going to break down his roster really quick here. If you guys are looking for something similar, Boole dropped a nice galaxy for me, so I'm gonna help him out. You know what to do. Follow the instructions ahead here. I'm gonna pull 3 more questions real quick from TikTok and dive right in here. I've got Josh asking, do I flex DK, T. Higgins, or Breece Hall? I'm gonna go with, out of this group, DK Metcalf. I've got Sabrina asking Fannin or Kyle Pitts. I'm probably going to lean Kyle Pitts on a bounce-back game here for the Falcons. I've got Eric asking, I got Pickens, Higgins, Dobbs in London. I need to sit one of them. I'm playing Pickens in London here. I've got Mikey saying Pickens or Wandale. I'm going to go Pickens again. I've got Sal saying hello, pick 2, Tet, Ibuka, Pickens, and Sutton. I'm going to go Pickens and Ibuka here. But Sutton's a really close 3. Okay, we're going to hop over and break down Boole's roster real quick. Boole, he's looking at Dak Prescott, Bijan Robinson, Devon Achane, Zay Flowers, Xavier Worthy, K-Dot, and Tez Johnson in the starting lineup here in a start 7 format, so very shallow. Now, on the bench, you obviously are probably suffering from some buys and injuries, and that is the case. Puka Nacua out, Joe Burrow on IR, Jackson Dart, Theo Johnson. Now, Boole, I am very much, yeah, of course, Mikey. We'll do a money gun. That sounds fine. I don't know what that is, but sure. Okay. Boole, this also I'm assuming is a redraft roster. It looks like a redraft. I don't see draft picks, so I'm assuming it's redraft. Here's the thing. I love Puka Nacua. Obviously, he's been playing incredibly well for you. It's not often I would tell you to do this, but I would absolutely be splitting the asset here, to be completely frank with you. So, yeah, redraft keeper 3 league. Gotcha. Look, man, depending on where you drafted Puka, right? Like, if he's going to be one of your keepers no matter what, I understand. But honestly, I would be splitting Puka Nacua on this roster because I think you need more wide receiver firepower here, and Worthy's not going to hold you over, and Zay Flowers started strong, but he doesn't have enough to carry you the distance. So I would be splitting Puka and seeing if you could move him for Garrett Wilson and Ladd McConkey, just straight up together. Or could I do Rashee Rice and Jordan Addison? Like, honestly, if you could get that going, I would do it for sure. Puka is off waiver, and Achane is off waivers. Bijan is the first pick. Off waivers? Wait, so you're going to hold them as a keeper? And Mike, yes, a money gun is good, man. Money gun is good. If you want to shoot it over, I'll get to you next. Wait, sorry, Boole, I want to make sure I'm giving you the right advice here. Talk to me in the chat. Okay, so it's a keeper league. Who are you keeping? Are you keeping Puka, like, without giving up a draft pick? You got Puka 2 years ago. Can you keep multiple years in a row? My keeper leagues, we say you can only hold him 1 year, and then they go back into a free agent pool. So are you allowed to just keep him perpetually? Or what's the deal here? Yeah, multiple years. So you can hold him going into next year even. Yeah, okay. If that's the case and you can hold him going into next year, I'm going to change the strategy entirely. Okay, so if that's the case, yeah, infinite amount of time. That's absolute insanity. Okay, then what you're doing is we're splitting Bijan Robinson then. Okay, like again, you have to split the asset somewhere here, and you're splitting Bijan. So I would say let's go Bijan, and let's see if I can go get Rashee Rice and Cam Scatterbo, or Rashee Rice and Chase Brown, or Rashee Rice and Alvin Kamara. Like, honestly, I love getting Alvin Kamara because I think that Alvin Kamara has not only one of the best playoff schedules out there, first off, it's absolutely insanely loaded. Like, I'll just show with Chris Olave here, but like if you're making a deep run here. Carolina, New York Jets, and Tennessee Titans. That's an incredible, incredible playoff schedule. And on top of that, with Kendre Miller out now, you're going to get great PPR upside out of him. If I can get Rashee Rice onto this roster with Alvin Kamara, that means I finally have a solid wide receiver to plug next to Puka. You can flex Zay Flowers, which I'm feeling a lot stronger about in the long haul, and run ahead with plenty of runway. Now I'd like to tier up at the tight end position. And to do that, I am going to then take Khalil Shakir, who's on my bench here, and potentially even Xavier Worthy or Tez Johnson if he has a really good week here. Pair them together and go see if I can get Tucker Kraft. Okay? Like, I would love to get Tucker Kraft on this team and just give you a consistent set of runway for the future. So, that would be like the exact thing I'm looking for here. All right. Outside of that, okay. Outside of that, man, like I'm not changing a ton more on this team. Like you have Dak Prescott, he's solid. He's giving you top 5 production right now, unequivocally. So like I'm riding Achan, and I'm riding everything else. Everything else, like everything else is good. I think I don't want to mess up too much on this roster. Good job picking up Tez Johnson here. He's going to give you a good spot start. Puka, you're obviously able to keep. Bijan, since he's your first round keeper anyway, you're probably not going to keep him next year. And so that's really what I would be doing. So to recap here, make sure I got everything succinct for you, man. Because like I don't want to like make too many crazy changes on this roster. I'm splitting Bijan. I'm trying to go get Rashee Rice and another receiver, or sorry, and another running back. So Rashee Rice plus Alvin Kamara, Rashee Rice plus Chase Brown if I have to. And that's kind of where I'd be at. The only other way I would consider it is if you could get like a DK Metcalf plus a Trey McBride for Robinson. I would also do that, giving yourself a massive tight end upgrade. And then at that point, I think you'd have to go out and take a guy like Khalil Shakir and start looking to make trades for a mid-tier running back that's going to give you spot starts to the end of the season, like a Jaylen Warren, who's got a lot of upside, like a Chase Brown, like I said, who's entirely depleted, or like a Ken Walker, whose value is next to nothing right now and would probably give you, semi-decent production the rest of the season. So, all right, that's about what I got for you, Bull. I really appreciate the Galaxy. Really appreciate you coming through. If you're trying to make any of these trades, you have me on DM, on Discord now. Appreciate your contribution. Just let me know. And let me know, like, everything that's going on. If you're getting counter offers or you're exploring things, just hit me on Discord, man. You got me. Like, I really appreciate the support. And anybody else looking for a roster breakdown, looking for all the things that I would do on your team to get you prepped for the playoffs, you know what to do. Just drop a little Galaxy like Bull, and we'll get you ripping here, and we'll make sure we've got everything going for the playoffs. Bull, man, thank you for coming through. Thanks for being a supporter, man. Blessed to have you guys. Blessed to have a platform. Blessed to help you guys. Appreciate you. Okay, sorry guys. Had to respond to a quick message there on the Discord. Enough of me though. Everyone's got some questions. Thank you again, bro. Of course, man. Appreciate you, Bull. Appreciate you. All right, guys. I'm gonna dive back into all these questions here. Let's see. I got Chicken Muncher. Okay. Chicken Muncher, Hollywood Brown, or Tez Johnson? It's gonna be Tez Johnson. Saquon for Bucky Irving, straight up. I am gonna do Saquon here. Do I start Bo Nix or Josh Allen? Sutton is in my lineup. Goddamn. No, you got to start Josh Allen. You got to start Josh Allen. I love getting the stack. Don't get me wrong, but the stack doesn't outdo the fact that Josh Allen can give you a 45-point game on any given week. I think we got to do it. I think we got to do it. Whoa! We just got another Galaxy come through. Wow, thank you so much for the Galaxy, man. Thank you so much, guys. All right, Wah, if you want me to break down your roster and help you with anything here, you know what to do. Just let me know. Let's go. Thank you, Bull. Bull, you started the revolution, man. We owe you out here, man. You're a legend. Thank you guys so much for being kind. Thank you for supporting me out here. I've got Christian saying Tez, Pickens, or Devonta Smith. Choose two. I'm going to go with Devonta Smith now that A.J. Brown is ruled out, and I'm going to go with George Pickens, okay? All right. Let's see. How do I send a roster? Great question, Wah. Okay, here's what you're going to do. There's a couple steps, all right? You're going to go to my website, dynastypricecheck.com. Plug it into your browser. It's just the username you see here. Nice and easy, all right? The second you get there, there'll be a big button on the homepage that says Join Free Discord. You click that button. Once you're in the Discord, nice and easy, just send me, Dynasty Price Check, a direct message with your roster screenshots. And as soon as they're in there, just hop back into this chat and say, hey, check your DMs and give me your name, and I'll hop on in there and I will pull your roster up live on the screen and we will break it down together. Thank you so much for your generosity, Wah. Can't wait to break down your roster. If you need any help getting in there, you just let me know in the chat. I'll be active and responsive. I've got Jesus in here saying, Jesus, saying Pittman or Dobbs. It's Pittman by a mile. I've got Brian in here saying Goddard, Mooney, or Jahan in the flex. I'm going to go Goddard. It's National Tight Ends Week. Mikey's saying flex Kamara. Absolutely. Absolutely flex Kamara. He is got all the runway in the world ahead of him now that the Kendre Miller injury has happened. And I still really like the PPR upside he's showing you. Okay. All right. I've got Brandon out here saying my team is CMC, Rachaad White, London, Trey McBride, and I have Bucky and Hampton on my bench. Yeah, looks good. Looks good. Kyle saying Dowdle and Wandale for Bucky. Yes, I would take the Bucky side here. I would take the Bucky side. Oz is asking if he's going to veto a trade. I typically don't veto trades, but let's see how bad this is. I commission a lot of leagues. Do I veto this trade? Last place team is trading away St. Brown for Swift, QJ, and Wandale. Honestly, man, no. I think you don't veto this. I mean, obviously, I think it's a terrible trade, and I'd way rather have the Amon-Ra side, but if you're in last place and you're trying to turn the season around somehow, you're probably just looking for as many pieces as you can get. Now, unfortunately, it probably fucks the league up a little bit, and that bums me out. Like, I would send a message to the guy and say, this is awful, and I don't suggest... I would say, yeah, this is awful, and I don't suggest doing it, but at the same time, like, it's already been done, and... No, I'm not really in the I'm really not in the habit of vetoing trades. All right. Wah says the message is sent. Let's go check it out. See if it's on in here for me. Message requests. And what's it under? J.S. Tuck. I see you, my man. I see you. What is good, brother? What is good? Awesome. All right, so we've got Lamar Jackson, Romeo Doubs, Ricky Pearsall, Judkins, Harvey, Theo Johnson, Marvin Mims, Fairbairn, but I'm assuming we got a lot of guys on bye, and we do. We've got Detroit Lions. We've got Laporta, Gibbs, Stroud, Cup, Carter, Tracy, Evans, and Reed. Bummer losing Mike Evans on this roster, obviously. Yo, tell me what your record is. What are we working with right now? I'm just curious. But you got Lamar coming back, so that's a huge W here. Um, okay, here's what I would do. All right. First off, RJ Harvey is just not really doing anything for you here. I know Jahmyr Gibbs is going to come back for you, so you should be in a lot better position next week. But I would be going to the J.K. Dobbins owner immediately and seeing if you can get some sort of production back for RJ Harvey and just making him feel better by giving him the entire stack. So, like, what I'm saying by that is a guy who I like to buy with some upside. I've been using him as an example tonight, but Wan'Dale Robinson. Like, still pretty undervalued, giving you top 20 production right now. Like, good depth piece to have on a team like this. Let's see if we can get that done. If you can't get that done, let's see if we can flip him for Stephon Diggs. Let's see if we could potentially flip him for another veteran I like Michael Pittman. I doubt that gets done with how good Pittman's been playing. But hell, maybe even a Devonta Smith, especially if the A.J. Brown injury persists, could be getting good production. Brian, yeah, man, absolutely. You want to send a money gun? I'll help you with the team for sure, brother. All right. Outside of that, okay, you just need another set of wide receiver depth. And to be completely frank with you, with the injuries you've sustained, I'm going to tell you kind of the same thing, where we unfortunately are going to have to split one of these top assets, and that's going to be Gibbs. Wait, I've been getting offers for Gibbs, Adunze Scat, and Chase Brown. Yeah. Bro, I've literally, ironically, you are, you're reading my mind over there. So yes, I would love to split Gibbs. And quite frankly, I think this is a fantastic package to do it with. Like, I'll take the Adunze Scat side. Like, personally, man, I think Scattaboo is going to give you 85% of what Jahmyr Gibbs is giving you the rest of the season anyway. And you're getting a free Rome Odunze on top of this now to plug into your roster, which I love, and you need wide receivers desperately. I think you probably do this one. And honestly, man, I know they're willing to give you Chase Brown, and I don't think it's a bad option because obviously you can flex him, right? But I will say, if it's possible to get Scattaboo and Odunze, what you're saying right now, is there a wide receiver that he has that you could get, on top of that? Any chance in hell that he owns a Devonta Smith, a Jordan Addison, a Xavier Worthy, a Wan'Dale Robinson, a Stephon Diggs, anything like that? Diggs, you said Diggs. Honestly, I'd probably take Diggs over Chase Brown. Looking at the situation of your roster, you at least have RJ Harvey, which is giving you a little bit of backup here. And if you get Scattaboo, you have his handcuff with Tracy, right? So it's in case anything happens to Scattaboo, you are insulated. I would do it for the Diggs, personally, man. And honestly, what I would do, bro, is if it's possible, since I do like you getting Chase Brown. Okay, hear me out. I really like Chase Brown's playoff schedule. For those of you that don't know, I want to showcase it. Where's Chase Brown on here? Or just a Bengal that I can show here. Okay, here you go. All right, look. Ja'Marr Chase, we'll just use him as an example. Playoffs. Baltimore, their defense been ass. Miami, their defense has been absolute ass. Literally the worst in the entire league against running backs. And Arizona, who's also been complete horseshit. So, again, I would do, Ladd and Ibuka for Gibbs. Oh. No. Honestly, man, I think with the roster you have, I'm preferring the other one. I'm preferring getting Scattaboo and Chase. So here's what I'm saying. Sorry, let me finish the thought, and this is what I think you should do, Wah. I think you should add one other piece to your side. So if I could do, let's just say, right? Let's do, give up Jahmyr Gibbs and, I don't know if he has any value for Cooper Kupp, Romeo Doubs, Jaden Reed, or even Marvin Mims, right? Any of those guys. Let's just see if you could get him to do that. Go Chase Brown, get the same package you had before, but get him to add Stephon Diggs. Okay? That's what I would suggest. That's what I would suggest entirely. And to be completely frank, man, if you got to throw Ricky Pearsall in there, I would do it. Jahmyr Gibbs and Ricky Pearsall, and you go get Scattaboo, Rome Odunze, Chase Brown, Stephon Diggs. That is a league-winning trade right there. I don't trust Ricky to stay healthy. He hasn't been staying healthy. I far prefer Chase Brown's playoff schedule as a flex play. and you're getting Scadaboo back, which is giving you most of the production, and you're getting Rome Odunze, which has top 12 potential for the rest of the season, like, and Stephon Diggs, who's giving you top 25 numbers right now, and I think is going to go higher. So that's what I think you should do. Did you catch all that, brother? I need that done. Like, I'm invested now. I want this for you. I want this bad for you. Okay? That's where I'm going. That's where I'm going. Please get that done. You've got my messages now. You've got that done. Okay? Please, please. Mikey, Brian, sending the money guns. Thank you, man. Are you guys sending messages on Discord as well? If you are, let me know, and I'll go ahead and pop right on over. Dude, you're the man. Trajectory's going up. Why? This is a W. You got this, brother. You got this. Brian, Mike, did you guys send everything through, man? Let me know in the chat if you guys got it in my inbox and you're ready for me here. Pretty sure I saw Mike's go through. Dirty Mike. I'm guessing Dirty Mike is Mike. So I'm gonna dive on in here, okay? All right, Dirty Mike. I think I can do Gibbs for JSN, then maybe do Judkins and Odunze for Achane. Okay. All right, let's take a look. Dak Prescott, Judkins, Jonathan Taylor, CeeDee Lamb, Drake London. Jesus, you're loaded. Gadsden, Odunze. Wow, this roster is stacked, bro. Okay. Downs, Gibbs, Jackson, Kittle. Wow. Bro, I mean, you don't have to change anything on this roster. Okay, here's what we're doing. Here's what we're doing 100%. You're taking the Gibbs for JSN deal right now. Like, put JSN next to CeeDee Lamb here, and you're rolling heavy. Okay? Then you said, then maybe do Judkins and Odunze for Achane. I don't think you even need to. I'm comfortable. I love Judkins. So I think you're fine rolling with Judkins and Taylor on this roster. You're getting Lamar Jackson back. You're loaded now at wide receiver. You can flex Drake like an option between Drake London, Rome Odunze, or hell, even Gadsden and Kittle if there's any sort of tight end premium. The only other thing I'd suggest you do is, could you? I mean, fuck it, dude. You have so much wide receiver depth. Do it. Do it, both of them. Go get JSN, and then let's do it. Judkins and Odunze for Achane. I'm giving you the okay on both of these. That's what you really need to do here. You've got the moves figured out for you. It's just a matter of executing. Like, I don't even really want to get too much into the weeds of this, Mike. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. You're getting George Kittle back. You're getting Lamar Jackson coming back. You're ready to rip. You're ready to rip. I'm entirely ready to go. Are you hearing all this? Yeah, of course, man. If you getting offers or anything, encounters, you just let me know, man. You just let me know. I love what you got going on here. Like, I know you can hear me on the live, but I'm just going to type. This team is loaded, and you deserve props, bro. You've set yourself up fantastic. I love it, man. I love it. Good for you. Good for you, brother. All right. I've got Brian out here. Brian, I got your money gun, my friend. Appreciate you guys. Guys, if you're looking for a roster breakdown and you want to go ahead and just hit me with a gift, or even better, if you want to hop over to my website, dynastypricecheck.com, and buy me a coffee through the Buy Me a Coffee link. They take way less of the proceeds than TikTok does. I would greatly appreciate it. The website is pinned on my profile, so y'all would be great. Brian, I found you, man. Let me take a look here. We got Jalen Hurts, Xavier Worthy, Tez Johnson, Ramondre Stevenson, Arondre Gadsden, Javonte Williams, Dallas Goedert, okay? And on the bench, I got Bucky Irving, Sam Darnold, and Puka. Okay, so we're going to have Puka back in this lineup. On the best day possible, we're going to be starting Puka, and we're going to be starting Xavier Worthy as wide receiver 2. It's okay. On a good day, you're playing Bucky and... Wait, it's only a 1 running back start. Damn, this is an interesting format. So you're going to play Bucky, and Ramondre will go into the flex, potentially. Yeah, okay. The real thing we're missing here, is just you need a better wide receiver too. That's where I'm focusing all my attention here. So, personally, I would imagine there's some quarterback needy teams in this league because you have Jalen Hurts. I'm willing to just roll thin, and I'd be shipping Sam Darnold. You're probably going to be able to get value for him. So I would try to ship Sam Darnold to the most quarterback needy team along with Ian Manor or, some combo of Stevenson or Goddard if someone's really tight end needy. And I would see if I can go get a solid wide receiver too, potentially. a Devontae Adams, which might be out of your price range. A Chris Olave, I would love to go buy. A Jordan Addison, I would love to go buy. I think he's a step up. Michael Pittman, I would like to have. I would love to have Cortland Sutton. In fact, I think we'd lock in on Cortland Sutton here. Let's go see if we can get Cortland Sutton. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go out and we're going to offer Aya Manor and Ramondre Stevenson for Cortland Sutton. Probably going to get denied. If it gets denied, let's go Xavier Worthy and Io Manor in a package for Cortland Sutton. Okay? And if that doesn't work, we're going Xavier Worthy and Ramondre Stevenson for Cortland Sutton. Okay? That's just the way it's going to be. Because then you can play Javonte Williams. I feel fine rolling with Tez for the next couple weeks. Io Manor should help you get by for a week or two here until Bucky comes back, and then you're going to get Puka back as well. So those deals I would all be doing for Cortland Sutton. If the Cortland Sutton owner is not interested and you're looking for another option, like I've said, I'm going looking for Devontae Adams. I'm going looking for Chris Olave. I'm also okay going and shopping for Keenan Allen. On a discount here, you shouldn't have to give as much up. Like, you should be able to get Keenan Allen potentially for Ramondre Stevenson and Io Manor potentially together. Outside of that, man, like, could we get Ladd McConkey maybe? That's maybe a potential buy. I know we're focusing on the Chargers here, but I think that's a decent buy. And outside of that even, man, like, if you could take Xavier Worthy and go get Stephon Diggs and Zach Charbonnet together in a package in a format like this, I think that would also be valuable. So I would do that. The guy that has Cortland Sutton is offering me A.J. Brown and Devontae Adams for Puka. I'd probably take that, to be frank. I don't love it. I'd probably want one more piece. Here's what I do, Brian. I would say I'm fine splitting Puka, but I want to add one more piece, and I want one other piece from him. So what else does he have? Like, what does he have in the running back department? Because what I would do is, let's take Puka and let's add either Aya Manor or Goddard or even Worthy if you have to. Like, I want one solid running back piece here. So does he have a Kyren Williams? Does he have a Josh Jacobs? Does he have a who else am I thinking of now? Ken Walker? Like, any of those guys I'm highly considering at this point. Alvin Kamara. CD, Sutton, Adams, Brown. Yeah, what are his running backs? Okay. I'm going to help this all play out. Do I think Swift is going to play? Yeah, I think he's going to play. From what I'm hearing, I think he's going to play. That's what I'm hearing. Dab is saying Juwan, Loveland, or Ingram. I'd go with Evan Ingram here if I had to pick. Gavin is out here asking what? Gavin saying traded Rashee Rice, Jordan Mason, Vidal for Bowers, Olave, Alvin Kamara, JMO redraft. That's fine. Yeah, I'm good with that. Expectations on Mark Andrews. Well, look, I actually had low expectations on Mark Andrews for the season, and I thought it was Isaiah Likely time, and sure enough, it's not. So yeah, I think Mark Andrews will finish as a top 15 tight end. Judkins, Warren, Genty, Hubbard. Perfect. Okay. You're probably not going to get Judkins off him, but Jaylen Warren is the guy I want here. So let's go do this. Let's go do Puka and add Io Manor and give me Devontae Adams, A.J. Brown, and Jaylen Warren. Okay? Let's get that deal done. He should do it if he really cares about getting Puka, and I think that pushes you in a better direction here. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to hop back over to all the chat bars here across multiple apps. Sorry if I can't get to everybody right away. If you're not already a follower over on TikTok, if you're watching here, please make sure you drop a follow so I can pin your comment. Got Nick Young in here, one of the longtime OGs in the OG Listener League. Appreciate you coming through, man, on a Friday night. Says Smith and Burden for Marvin Harrison Jr. I would be going... In a vacuum, I'll take the Marv side. I'm just not a big Marv guy, dude. Yeah, give me Marvin. Give me Marvin. Give me Marvin here. Just because I think at some point in the next year you'll be able to flip Marv for more. But that's kind of where I'd be at, honestly. Yo, Trevor with the money gun. What's up, Trevor? Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you for your support, man. You're the man. Appreciate you. Okay. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Guys, we got some gifts coming through. Appreciate you guys so much. It's very kind of you. Very kind of you. All right. I've got Trevor hitting with that money gun. Trevor, appreciate you, brother. I've got Rob D with the heart me. Thank you, Rob D. He's saying Dak or Jones. You got to go Dak, man. Dak's playing at a top 5 level right now, and he is eating up. Not to mention that Dallas offense, 8th overall DVOA, very efficient, running well under Brian Schottenheimer. All of his weapons are back. I'm all about it. I'm all about it. Arvin, I've seen you in here for a while. Thank you for supporting, man. He says, I traded Lamar, Jacobs, and Olave for JT and T. Now my QB is Dak, and my RB2 is Gibbs. Should I get a wide receiver 1? I think you're fine. I think you're fine, man. I mean, you have like your top is your running backs here. You're top heavy, you know. I'm okay with it. You know, lean into what your strength is. SJC says, hey, good evening, Mr. DPC. Nice to see you live. Nice to see you, man. Thanks for coming through, bro. You know, DPC After Dark on Friday. I'm all here for you guys. All right, Trevor, man, I see you. I'm going to pin you up. Flow shot, welcome in, man. Should I put Christian Watson on my IR as a stash? Yeah, of course, man. Of course. I think it's not a bad move. He's going to come back and play. They gave him an extension. Trevor, thank you so much for that money gun, my friend. He says, QB, Knicks, running back Bijan, Chase Brown, wide receiver, JSN, AJ Brown, flex, Waddle, and Addison. Man, I like this team. JSN, AJ Brown, Waddle, Addison. Chase Brown's got a phenomenal playoff schedule. I really like what you got going on here. I don't really know what you're working with on the bench. If anything, maybe try to tier up at one of those flex spots. So take a Waddle and package him with one of your bench pieces. Like, do you have a Rico Dowdle that people are high on? Do you have a Tony Pollard that would give somebody some running back, depth? Like, all those things would be fine with me. And if you could package them together and maybe go tier up just ever so slightly and get your way to a Javonte Williams or a Cam Scadaboo, I'd feel thrilled about that. But I think outside of that, Trevor, I'm really not making many moves here. This is a great team. It's a great team. Like I said, too, Chase Brown's playoff schedule is so favorable. Rob D says, with Bryce Young out, is like get a good starting option. You could. I don't love it. I'd love to see what other your other options are. I'm somehow 3 and 4. My bench is handcuffs. What handcuffs? Like, do you have Stevenson or Ramondre Stevenson or Rashad White or anybody like that? Flow shot saying bring out Appa. Okay, I'll bring out Appa. He probably wants to say hi to the people anyway. Poppy. Appa. Come here, buddy. Come here. Hey. Come here, bud. Sorry, he's slow moving. He's a big worm. Come here, bud. Hi, buddy. Hi. Come say hi to the people. Oh, this is my big guy. This is the big Papa. This is the one everyone's been waiting for. This is Appa. This is my dog. He's half husky, half wiener dog. He's a big chiller. Probably the best dog you'll ever find. Just doesn't really care about anything. Likes to sleep all day. Big football guy. And watches Red Zone all weekend with me. He's licking. He's doing things. He's chilling. Say hi to the people, dude. Yeah. Come look at the camera, you crazy. Yeah, he won't do it. That's okay. He's just going to have fun. Well, there you go. Super chill. Bro, Appa has too much aura. He does, man. He's a big chiller out here. He's just hanging, having a fun night, doing his thing. What, you want to go back to your beanbag? Sorry, Flowshot. He's going back to the beanbag. He's in ultimate sleep mode. He's like, it's 11:30 p.m. You're putting me on camera, making me do things. Good job, bud. Proud of you. Thanks for sticking with us tonight. All right, I was pinned. Quivincy, you were pinned. My bad, bro. Did it run out of timing here? Let me go get you. Here we go. All right, gotcha. You're back. All right. Let's see. I had Bucky Irving as my RB2. I can either start Justice Hill or Travion Henderson. Go Travion Henderson. I don't like it. We've been getting done dirty by the man, Mike Vrabel over there, just playing with our emotions, but I think you got to do it. You got to bite the bullet and just do it. Yo, we've got still 90 folks over in the TikTok chat. If you are not already following along on TikTok, make sure you drop a follow so I can pin your comment and make everything a bit easier. Brian says, I got hit with a laugh face for the trade. Wait, what? The trade that he offered you? I thought you said he offered you A.J. Brown and Davante Adams for Puka. So what? You added Jaylen Warren and that got a laugh face? Like you gave him Iamaner. That's not a bad trade. He shouldn't be laughing at that. I thought he was already putting the other one on the table. Brian, I mean, yeah, just ask him. Just be like, why is Jaylen Warren suddenly the deal breaker here? Like, do you want the wide receiver 1 overall in Puka? It's not a bad deal. I thought that's what he was offering. Yeah. Give me some more context here. Gavin says, Dak, Achane, Javante, JSN, London, Amika, Bowers, Kincaid, AK, Olave, Terry. What do you want me to do with this, Gavin? You're loaded. What do you do? Yeah, you got a good team. You don't have to worry about it, dude. You're chilling. Derek, thank you for the follow, man. He says, start one, Higgins, Metcalf, Derrick Henry at the flex, IDK. Probably going to go Derrick Henry, man. Going to go Derrick Henry. Leggett or Tez Johnson. I'm going to go Tez Johnson this week. Flowers or Judkins. It's Judkins by a mile. Judkins by a country mile. I could build a Walmart in between the difference between these players right now. Flow shot. Trade Drake May for Stephon Diggs. I have Mahomes already. Probably a little bit low. It's a little bit low. I think if you're moving Drake May, there should be some quarterback needy teams in your league, man. You should be able to get a solid player. Like, you should be able to get, maybe Cam Scadaboo is above the price range, but at the very least, I think I want Cortland Sutton. Yeah, give me Cortland Sutton, dude. You should be able to get that. I don't think that's unreasonable. Saunders, thank you for coming through on the tube made for you. He says thoughts on Bowers rest of the season. Yeah, man, I'm gonna be completely frank with you. I keep it a buck with everybody here. Like, I have zero idea what to expect out of this Raiders offense. I thought they were gonna be good. I thought they were gonna be genuinely good. Geno Smith at the helm, Chip Kelly, Pete Carroll coming in to retool this team. I thought they were gonna be successful. And Bauer's been struggling with the injury. The entire offense has been just completely and utterly all over the map. Geno's either throwing 3 interceptions or somehow he's putting up 35 fantasy points. Like, I can't put my finger on it. So, yeah, like, do I want to tell you that I think what I thought at the beginning of the season, which is that I think Geno's a capable quarterback. I think Chip Kelly's a capable offensive coordinator. I think they'll put it together, and I think there'll be better days ahead. So probably a decent chance to buy Bowers low right now comparatively to where you would have drafted him at. But at the same time, like, I don't exactly think that I can say it with a hell of a lot of confidence right now. All right, Brian saying the week before A.J. Brown had that good game, he wanted to trade Puka for A.J. Brown and Davante Adams. But he didn't want to go through with it. He was backing out. But this week he tried it again and said, what you just told me, and he laughed at it. I don't get it. Then I would just respond back to him and just say, hey, man, what's the holdup? Like, you offered me this. I added Iamaner, and I want a running back kicked back. You're getting the wide receiver 1 overall. I don't think it's unfair. What's your qualms here? And, like, let's see if we can talk it out and see what he wants out of it. I mean, sometimes you got to just ask. Should I just hold on to him? Well, Sonder, is it a dynasty league or a redraft league, bro? Like, are you playing just this season, or is this like a long-term thing? And is there any tight end premium in your league or no? All right, guys, I'm going to hop over onto the TikTok chat too. I'm juggling, over on the tube made for you, over on the T-Witch, and also here. If you're not following on TikTok, I can't pin your comments, so please make sure you're following here, and I can make my chat a bit more readable. I've got Ernest over here saying, if Lamar plays, Flowers or Judkins. Still Judkins. Still Judkins here. Very comfortably Judkins. Taki saying, Drake London for Sutton and Flowers. This one, I'm probably still going to lean Drake London. I don't think Flowers is enough of a sweetener to get me there. Like, I like the productions Cortland Sutton's giving you, but it's not enough. B. Gundy saying, I don't know if I should start Dart or Baker. I'm gonna go with Baker. I mean, Baker's playing at an MVP level here, so it's kind of where I'm at with everything. You're saying redraft over there, Sonder? I'm probably moving off him. I'm probably done with the experiment. I would see if you could go out there and get a Jaylen Warren plus a Michael Pittman and just give yourself some starting upside each and every week here, personally. That's what I would do. That's what I would do with it, you know. But to each their own. And he won't have any backups. Yeah, he said he told me that if he were going to go through with that trade, he's going to lose this week. Yeah, it's fine. Say you eat 1 week for the greater good, my friend. Like, I do that all the time. I punt a week. Buymageddon is Buymageddon. That's what happens. Should I give Travis Hunter for Amari Hampton? Yes, in a heartbeat. And literally, like, you couldn't be getting a bigger steal. That's a crazy trade. If you could pull that off, that's mind-blowing. Adunze or Ibuka. I'm going to lean Ibuka. I love Adunze, and if you guys know me well, you know I loved him at University of Washington. I've been touting his prospect profile for 2 years, but yeah, I think from what you're seeing, just consistency-wise right now, Ibuka seems to be the guy. Do I try to trade Genty in a vacuum? No. I think there'll be better days ahead for him, so I'm not panicking. Osvaldo. Guys, if you're one of the 100+ on TikTok, please drop a follow so I can pin your comments. Osvaldo says, pick 2, Slayton, Shakir, Downs, Mooney, Harvey. Give me Shakir and give me Downs here. I'll go out of those two. Saunders saying, yeah, I didn't say it was goated at Washington. Completely agree, dude. I have Ertz as well. People recently dropped Laporta, Kittle this week. For some reason, I'm trying to get both of them with Bowers. Yeah, spend your whole 5 on Laporta and Kittle. What the hell? SJC says, I got Baker, JT, Warren, Devontae Adams, BTJ, Goddard, Evan Ingram, Houston D. Bench is mostly waiver fodder, but I got Trey Benson back in a couple weeks. Thoughts on this roster, 16-man PPR? Yeah, 16-man league. That's incredible. JT, Warren, Devontae Adams, Brian Thomas Jr., Evan Ingram. Dude, I think you're good. National tight end week, too. Just play all the tight ends. I think you'll get the W. Like, I'm great with that. I told him to think about the bigger picture. We'll see what he sets the rest of the week. Yeah, I like it, Brian. Do what you can, man. If you get any other counters or you're exploring other offers, just hit my DMs. You got me now. Anthony says, Rico, Flowers, or Sutton for the flex this week. I'd go with Sutton, personally. Turkey says, what about London for Sutton and Rome? This one I'll do. I'll do the Sutton and Rome there. I like that upside way better than Zay Flowers. Why Shakir over Mooney? Just out of curiosity, boss. Yeah, I just see way more consistency out of Khalil Shakir. You know, Josh Allen loves to use him as like this dump off target in the flat. And like, if you've been watching this season, the amount of times Khalil Shakir has been able to like take one of those screen passes in the flat for a touchdown is like, you know, multiple times. Like, I really like it. I really like it. So I think that's just an easy option for you with more touchdown upside than playing the randomness behind Darnell Mooney. Let's see. Dr. Pepper saying, any recommendations for the flex? Of course, tons. Like, who do you have as your options? Like, I'm totally happy to help you out, give you some recommendations. I mean, if you're looking for guys on the waiver wire, tight end, who I love, that I would be totally fine flexing on National Tight Ends Week, is Noah Fant. Right now? Okay. No worries. Do your thing. Yeah, please. Go off. Go off, King. Just slide that thing. It's heavy. You beast. You're such a big, tired boy. I thought you'd be running till 1 or 2. That's fair. All right, get some sleep. I'll see you tomorrow. Night, man. All right, sorry, guys. Yeah, but tight end I love flexing this week on National Tight Ends Week, which is available all over your waiver wire, is Noah Fant, my man. Noah Fant. Good option for you. Yeah. Everyone on my bench is on, so who flex? I can't see your bench, though. Let me know, Dr. Pepper Crow. I'm trying to help you, bro. Just tell me who's on your bench or who's on your waiver wire, and I'll gas you up here. All right. All right. I've got Con in here saying, I've been so busy with work, and I opened my TikTok to a stud on the screen, caught myself blushing. Thanks, Con. Appreciate you, bro. Good to see you, man. I hope everything's going well for you over there. Yo, dude, can you please help me with a trade? Duke's asking. Yeah, of course, man. I am the trade doctor. Hit me with what you got. I am the ultimate trade man. SJC is my first season playing fantasy, so my goal is hopefully to be 500. Yeah, man, that's awesome. I think you're doing great. I can help you even more there. Highest overall points for, dude. Yeah, you're just getting unlucky then. Third in points against. Better weeks will come for you. Trust the process. There's also Otten, Schultz, Goddard, Johnson, Gadsden on my waiver. I should go for any of these instead of Laporta or Kittle. Nah, I mean, you got to go Laporta and Kittle first. Outside of that, I think Goddard's a good pickup. So, yeah, Brian, of course, man. Appreciate you. Everyone on my bench is on bye. Gotcha. So you're going just off the waiver wire. All right, Dr. Pepper. Here's what we're doing then, all right? Noah Fant, pick him up. Who else should be on your waiver wire? Probably Theo Johnson. Pick him up. National Tight Ends Week. We're going to just play tight ends this week, all right? Wide receivers, Tez Johnson, for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Should provide you with some upside here with a bunch of injuries. Let's go see if he's available on your waiver wire, okay? Troy Franklin might be available on your waiver wire. Probably a decent guy to play against Dallas, 32nd ranked overall defense. Definitely a good waiver wire pickup. Those are the best I can probably give you just on the drop of a hat, all right? Rob D, what could I get for Aaron Jones in QJ? Could you use a wide receiver 2 or a running back 2? This one, I would go, what could I get for Aaron Jones and QJ? I would go Aaron Jones and QJ paired together and see if you could go get Chris Olave. That might be hard to do after the week he just had, but I think that's a great buy. I would also do that deal for Michael Pittman. I would also do that deal for Cortland Sutton. I would also do that deal for Stephon Diggs and Zach Charbonnet. So there's a couple options for you, all right? Duke. What's up, Duke? Guys, if you're watching on TikTok and you're not over on YouTube or Twitch, please do me a favor and drop a follow so I can pin your chat here. Makes it a lot easier for me to read. All right. Duke says, here's the trade. London for Barkley. My wide receivers are CD, Tay, Olave. Running backs are Judkin, Chase Brown. Yes. Smash. I want the Barkley side. You get a massive upgrade at the running back position, and you have enough wide receiver depth to sustain this move. I like doing it. If it's Dynasty Duke, I'm not doing it. If it's redraft, I am. Okay. Let's see. All right. I've got Osvaldo saying pick one tight end, Fant, Otten, Ingram. I'm going to lean Evan Ingram. Evan Ingram 1, Fant 2, Otten 3. Okay. Marvin Mims or Troy Franklin. It's Troy Franklin. Troy Franklin comfortably for me. Start on flex, Krosky Merritt or Bouquet. I'm going to take for Krosky Merritt. Troy Franklin and Noah Fant on my waiver wire. Who do I get? Both. If you need to play people, you're starting both this week. I think they're both really good options for you. Luis Salazar, what's up, my man? Says start Krosky Merritt or Boutte. I'm going to go Krosky. Vito is saying Josh Downs or Rashid Shaheed. I'll lean Josh Downs. LaGrady, what's up, man? Is asking 6-1. Who do I try to trade for? How am I supposed to help you here? I love the questions, guys. I need way more context. Guys, just to let you know, this is the exact reason why I started a Discord. I can't see everybody's roster here, but I can if you hop into the Discord and post your roster into the roster advice page. So if you're not already a member, go ahead and send me a direct message on TikTok right now that just says Discord, and I will respond to you as soon as this live is over with an invite link. Or you can go over to my website, dynastypricecheck.com, which is pinned on my TikTok profile here, and click the Join Free Discord button on the homepage. If while you're there you want to buy me a coffee, because I've been live for over 2 hours and 20 minutes, and I was live for another 2 hours earlier today, and my voice is starting to go, just click the link in the top right corner of the website and buy me a coffee. That would be just absolutely legendary, and I'd greatly appreciate it. Flow Shots in here saying, how do you feel about Tez Johnson? I feel like he's going to be a totally fine flex play this week. I think he's got upside. I think obviously there's injuries across the board. It's by Mageddon. Like New Orleans Saints defense hasn't exactly been the shining glory this season. And so I think as a flex option, this is a totally good flex option, and honestly probably has some upside for the future. Here's a little deep cut for you guys too. If you're in leagues that are a little bit deeper, or you're looking like, God, I'm gonna have to worry about so many of these buys coming up. Jalen McMillan, man, no one's talking about him. I know he's been on the IR all year. He's had that neck injury. He is gonna come back relatively soon for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and when he does, he is going to be very heavily involved. Like, he was a third-round draft pick out of Washington, went to the national championship in college, was a very good prospect, was already getting a lot of target volume and usage last year, and I guarantee you he's sitting out on your waiver wires, and everybody out there is looking at Tez Johnson. Fair. But Mike Evans just got ruled out for weeks and weeks. Jalen McMillan's going to come back in the next couple weeks here, guys. I'm just saying. Sandra is saying, currently I have Rice and Odunze starting, meaning I have a flex option with Saquon, Diggs, Flowers. Yeah, you got Saquon there. Start 2, Rice, Odunze, Diggs, Flowers. Go Rice and Odunze. Cool. Zero saying redraft, Mahomes, Bijan, Gibbs, Rashi Rice, Adams, McBride, Tet, Diggs, Woody, Mason. What changes, if any, I should make? Nah, you're pretty loaded here, man. You got Rashee Rice back now with Devontae Adams, Trey McBride already. I love Tet. Nah, ride the gauntlet, dude. You're good. But Trey Benson is on your AR. Nah, I just hold Trey Benson there. Troy Franklin or Noah Fant in the flex. Give me Noah Fant. National Tight Ends Week. I'll take Noah Fant here. Are we starting Tez? Yeah, of course. In a busy bye week, like I think it's a good option. Yo, guys, if you're one of the 90 on TikTok and you're watching over there and not on the T-Witch or on the tube that is made for you, please drop a follow so I can pin your comments. I can't do that if you aren't. It makes my chat a lot more readable, so I'd greatly appreciate you. I got Osvaldo in here saying, should I drop Slayton or Mooney for Charbonnet? Oh, Mooney for sure. Give me Charbonnet every day of the week and twice on Sunday. I got Duke saying, thanks, bro. I'm 2-5. The 10-man is going to be Dak, Barkley, Judkins, CD, Tay, Olave. Yeah, dude, I think you should be on a better path after that. I hope it works out for you. Pacheco or Taylor? I'm guessing this is Mason Taylor. If it was Jonathan Taylor, you wouldn't have to ask. I'd play Mason Taylor. I think he's got more upside. What RB can I get for Troy Franklin? Zach Charbonnet, maybe. I don't think you're getting anybody for Troy Franklin straight up. Like maybe Bam Knight. You could get Bam Knight and use him for a couple more weeks. It's probably not a bad move for you, to be completely frank. Diggs or Stevenson. I'm going to go Diggs. Start Theo Johnson or Dalton Schultz. Probably going to lean Theo Johnson. I know Dalton Schultz had a really good week last week, and I'm a big Dalton Schultz guy, but I think I trust the usage I'm seeing out of Theo Johnson here recently. I just have a feeling that that they're going to feed him on National Tight Ends Day. Okay. All right, we got 80 plus in the TikTok chat. I'm looking for 14 more followers on the day. 14 more. Who's going to be my lucky 14? RSD, thank you for hopping in. Thank you for the follow, man. Appreciate you. Flow Shot saying, how do I feel about Woody Marks? Yeah, I'm not a big Woody Marks guy. Like, the Woody Marks upside to me is in the PPR game, obviously, as you guys know. You know, he's going to catch some dump-off passes, and he'll have upside here and there. But outside of that, I'm not thinking Woody Marks is a game changer for me. So instead of Wandale for Genty, he ended up doing Sutton. Still don't agree. No. Like, are you buying Genty? If you can get Genty for Sutton, I'll do it. But if you're, like, only getting Sutton back, that's not enough. Start Tez over JCM. Probably not. I'll probably take JCM. Mario. What's up, Mario? Mario's asking Alvin Kamara or Chuba. I'm going to lean Alvin Kamara. We got no Kendre Miller now. Tons of PPR upside for Alvin Kamara here. I'm good with it. Let's go. Casey, thank you for the follow, man. I'm looking for 13 more followers. 13 more. Help your boy out here, all right? We've got Daniel saying Tez is overrated. Yeah, I mean, he's a backup wide receiver that's just going to get flex play. So I don't know who's rating him so high, but he's just a fine start spot for the week, you know? Like, it's slim pickings on the buys. Genty for Swift. I want Genty by a mile. So I don't know which side you're getting. Stiff says, no, my buddy traded Genty for Sutton in a 10-man redraft. I tried telling him no, but it's his team. Yeah, I don't think that's a good deal, but, you know, whatever. Casey, thanks for following. I can pin your comment right away. You're the man. Algier or Stevenson? Definitely Stevenson here. Stevenson. Dante saying trade CMC for Gibbs, Rome, Flacco, and Rattler. 2 quarterbacks, super flex. Yeah, I'll do this deal. I don't normally say move off Christian McCaffrey, but you're getting Gibbs back, who's probably going to get you 90% of the way there. You get a free Rome Odunze. You're getting 2 quarterbacks and a super flex. I'm assuming you need quarterbacks. It's not sexy, but I'll do it. SJC over on the tube saying, you think it's worth dropping Keon Coleman or Jalen Noel to grab Bam Knight and flex next week? Yeah. I don't think either of those 2 guys you've listed are going to give you consistent enough production. Saunders says, so do I keep Zay Flowers or should I get Michael Pittman Jr. on the waiver wire? Michael Pittman's on your waivers? Give me Michael Pittman, dude. Every day of the week. Dante, Anthony, Roman, man, you guys are legends, bro. I'm looking for 11 more follows. You guys are helping out the program. Greatly appreciate you, man. Greatly appreciate you. Want to hit the follower goal today. Rain, what's up, Rain? Coming through on the tube, made for you. If you're watching over on TikTok, please follow so I can pin your comments. If you want to check me out over on the T-Witch or on the tube that's made for you, going to be a little bit of a better viewing experience for you guys, so hopefully I'll see you over there. Better chat as well. But I do have Rain in here saying, I'm a bit scared with Rome after back-to-back weeks. You think he has a decent week? Yeah, I'm still trusting him. Oh, thank you for the heart me, Mike. Greatly appreciate you, man. He says, Judkins, London, and Kittle for Jacobs and Jamar. Who wins? I'll take the Jacobs and Jamar side here. Theo Johnson or Loveland. I'm going to take Theo Johnson, crazy enough. Hey, Pumpkin, thank you for the follow, man. Thank you for the follow. We are down. I need 9 followers to go. 9 followers to go, guys. 9 followers in 9 minutes. I'm going to be live for 9 more minutes. Can we get it? 9 followers in 9 minutes. Can we get there? We got 88 in the chat. Band together. Help a brother out. All right. Pumpkin. I see your question. Josh Allen for Etienne and Dowdle. No. And you said, or Dobbins or Vidal? No. Also still no. Not enough for Josh Allen. If I'm moving Josh Allen, I want Kyron Williams. If I'm moving Josh Allen, I need at least Ken Walker plus maybe an upside pick like Stephon Diggs. Okay? Speaking of Stephon Diggs, I got Yusuf asking Tez or Diggs. It's going to be Diggs comfortably. Diggs comfortably for me, man. Tez over Shepard. About even. I'm just guessing Sterling Shepard isn't available for you. I'd probably prefer Sterling Shepard, but I do think Tez has more downfield threat. So it's like Tez is the boom play. Shepard's probably your safety net, right? Tez Johnson or Jalen Waddle? Man, we're talking a lot of Tez right now. It's Jalen Waddle, okay? Drop QJ for Tez Johnson. This is a no. I'm trading QJ, though. Trade QJ away. See what you can get for him. Downs or Jennings. I'm going to go with Josh Downs. Dalton Schultz or Jalen Noel. I'm going to go Dalton Schultz here, okay? We got Cade Otton or Tez. I think if you have a tight end premium, you're playing Cade Otton. If not, we'll roll the upside of Tez for hopefully a big touchdown. Let's see. Do I flex Josh Reynolds or Darnell Mooney? I hate both options, but I'll lean Mooney. Let's see. Woody Marks or JCM. I'll play JCM. Aaron is asking Breece Hall or Chase Brown. It's going to be... give me Chase Brown. Landon, what's up, Landon? Welcome in. Landon's saying, did I win this trade? I got Josh Jacobs and CD for Dowdle and Jalen Warren and Wandale. Yeah, you are you kidding me? I can't believe you got that trade to go through. That's terrible. I just followed on my alt. Where do you have Barkley rest of the season rankings? I have him top 12 rest of the season, but fringe top 12. Thanks for coming through, Duke. Appreciate you, man. Warren or Chase Brown? I'll take Jalen Warren here. Brandon. Aaron, thank you for following along, Aaron. Appreciate you so much. Guys, we are 7 followers away. I am ending the live in 7 minutes. There is 100 of you. If we could band together and get the last 7 in the next 7 minutes, that would be amazing. Greatly appreciate you guys. We could hit our follower goal for the day. I got Io Manor or Tez. I'll probably take Tez. Is Tez a good pickup? For sure for deep leagues or guys that are struggling with bye. Tucker Kraft or Cade Otton. I'm going to go with Tucker Kraft by a country mile. There, RPG, thank you so much for following. He says Diggs, Troy Franklin, or Algier. It's going to be Diggs. Going to be Diggs. Simon B, thank you so much for chiming in here, Simon. Appreciate you. Appreciate you following. Appreciate you the gifts here. Simon, if you got a question, man, type it in the chat. I'll absolutely pin you and help you. If you guys are looking for your questions answered right away, I'll pin them. If you gift, or if you are a follower, you'll get a pin. All right. We got Ryan saying, I just traded Hurts and Swift for May and CMC. Love it. Love it. Give me CMC, number 1 player in all of fantasy right now. Tez over London. No. All right. Let's not get crazy, guys. I said Tez Walker's an okay spot start if you are struggling with the bye week and have no options. You have Drake London. You have options. Don't worry. Pickens, rest of the season ranking. I have Pickens finishing as wide receiver 17 on the season. So he's wide receiver 6 right now, I believe. So I do have him dropping, but I do still think he has a top 20, season, which is great. Wide receiver 17 last year was T. Higgins. So if you got T. Higgins style production out of George Pickens, I think that's all you can ask for. Johnson or Algier? Give me Johnson. Rico or Tez? I'll take Rico. He's safer. Should I flex Rashid Shaheed in a vacuum? Yeah. I don't know what your other options are, Simon, but I don't have an issue with it during a really shallow bye week. Yeah. Really shallow options, during bye week. Tez or Goddard at the flex? I'm going to go with Goddard. Shaheed or Tez? Yeah, I'll play Shaheed. Anthony is saying, should I drop Boutte for Tez? Should I start Mooney over Pickens? No, you're starting Pickens. And no, I just roll with Boutte over Tez. He's been giving you production. Traded Dunze for London. That's a yes. I'd rather have Drake London, even though I love Roma Dunze. Ryan, what's up, Ryan? He's saying Debo or Tez. Still Debo here, bro. Jalen Waddle or Tez Walker? Man, a lot of Tez questions. It's going to be Jalen Waddle. We've got Wandale or Pittman. I'm going to go with Pittman. Let's see. SJC saying, sorry to ask again, but of the two, who do you think I should drop for Knight, Noel or Coleman? I dropped Noel. Also, is Trevor Lawrence a good stream next week? Yes, he is. Dang, bro is not a fan of Tez. Is it because he's played Oregon? No, I'm not a fan. I just think Tez is what he is. He's not like a top tier option. He's a good deep threat. He's got some promising upside. He's very small. Yeah, I'm worried about him getting injured in the future, and I just think that's a loaded wide receiver room, and I think Jalen McMillan is better. So as soon as Jalen McMillan is healthy, you're going to get him, And Baker's got history with Sterling Shepard, so, All right, Shaheed or Leggett? Now I'll go Shaheed. Dobbs or Tez Johnson? That one I'll take Tez. Got any good pulls for tomorrow, underdog? Yeah, Andy, man, if you're not already in the Discord, I got a guy in there. His name's MJ Walsh. He's like my props guy, and he's killing it. He's killing it. We got an over-under achievers page, and no joke, obviously I know the man well. He's been hitting hard this season, and his tickets are doing great. So if you're not already a member of the Discord, just send me a direct message right now on TikTok that says Discord, Andy, and I'll send you an invite link, and then you can just ask MJ Walsh all this or go to the channel and just read all of his tickets for the weekend. He's been hitting 7 of his 10 tickets a week, which is pretty damn good odds. He's making money. So, that's what I would do. Gerson, thank you for the follow, guys. I am getting off in 2 minutes. 2 minutes, and I am 2 followers away from the follower goal for the evening. This is not a joke. If you guys are not already following, a quick follow would mean the world. Troy Franklin or Tez? That's a pretty close one. I'll probably lean Tez Johnson just for a little bit more upside, but Troy's got a good matchup against Dallas's shitty defense. So, Rob, Anthony saying, last question, Kraft or Kittle? Both. So this is a great question. you have flex spots and you have a tight end spot. You should be playing both these guys this week. It's National Tight End Week. They're going to feed him. They're going to give him opportunities. I would be taking this one. I'd be playing both tight ends on National Tight End Week, okay? Tez or Troy Franklin. I did say Tez just barely. Yeah, just barely. Tez or Josh Downs. This one I'll play. I'll play Josh Downs. Josh Downs is a better wide receiver. Christian Watson or Jalen Coker. I don't think Christian Watson's going to play, so I think you're going to go Coker. If they confirm Watson's going to play, I'm down, but I think they opened his practice window. I don't know if he's gotten the green light yet. Guys, we got 100 plus on TikTok right now, and I am going to be getting off any minute. We are 1 away from our follower goal for the day. If any of you gracious souls out there want to make my night and drop a quick free follow, it'd mean the world to me. I've been live twice a day, every day for the last 3 months. This is my second live of the day of over 2.5 hours, and my voice is killing me. Doing everything I can to hopefully earn your guys' support and show you I'm the most accessible creator on the platform for you, helping you win as many fantasy leagues as humanly possible. If you guys are not already a member of the free Discord, please consider joining. It is pinned on the website on my profile, dynastypricecheck.com, or you can send me a direct message right now over TikTok that says Discord. We got a trade center. We got a start sit hotline. We got tons of info coming at you every single week. You guys get access to the members only chats, which is where I get on the voice channel with you guys, talk to you one-on-one directly, just like I did yesterday for over 2.5 hours in the members only chat, entirely for free with 40 of you, breaking down your rosters, trying to help you as much as I can. So just appreciate you guys' support. Thank you for giving me a platform. I did say it's past midnight is my second live of the day. I already worked full time today as well. I'm exhausted. I'm probably going to drop off so that I can hit you guys with 2 more lives tomorrow for at least 2 hours. If you're not already a follower here, I greatly appreciate you guys in your support. Please consider dropping a follow and turn on your live notifications. If you haven't checked me out over on Twitch or YouTube, your experience is going to be even better over there, and you'll get access to all my streams and exclusive content. If you're not in the Discord, again, final plug, join the Discord. It's the best place to be. I also am on the radio every Wednesday, San Diego Sports 760 on Wednesdays for my fantasy corner. You can call in, you can type in. I'd love to see you guys. If you think TV's overrated and you appreciate the grinders on the radio out there like me, I greatly appreciate all your support. And we do have an iHeartRadio link that streams through the Discord. So if you're in there, you can catch all my call outs for the week. Just to let you know, I did call the week that Tucker Kraft had 36 points. I said, you got to start Tucker Kraft. This last week, I said, you got to start Noah Fant with Mike Gesicki going on to the IR. He goes off for 18.5 points. This week, I am telling you, you got to be playing George Kittle after putting up 0 points last week. There has been 3 times in George Kittle's career that he has failed to register a catch. In all of those outings, after that performance, he has had a minimum of 22 fantasy points, and it's National Tight End Day on Sunday. This is your guy. This is your guy, okay? That's my call for the week. We're going George Kittle. I'm placing the bets on it. I'm taking the fantasy overs. I'm going for it. Saunders is saying I'm the GOAT over here on YouTube. I appreciate you, man. Real Barcode's chiming in, one of the ultimate boys, saying George Kittle always goes crazy. I got M. Miro saying the boy on air on iHeartRadio. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Every Wednesday, iHeartRadio, San Diego Sports 760. Guys, I know I took a break from the chat questions for just a second. I'm exhausted. I'm going to get some sleep. I'll be right back here again for you tomorrow. Thank you for your support. Thank you for continuing to ride with me. If you're looking to support me any which way, get in the free Discord, just like Barcode's saying right here. He's saying this is the best place to be. If you want to go above and beyond and hop over to the website that's pinned on my profile and buy me a coffee through the link there or support me through Patreon, I would greatly appreciate it. 20% of all the proceeds of everything, all the donations, any service packages you buy through the website, roster reviews, trade questions, anything is going to the San Diego Food Bank to package meals for families in need in partnership with the food bank. We're trying to do the best we can for the community out here while I also hopefully win you guys a lot of championships. Again, I really appreciate you guys. Take Barcode's advice here. Send me a direct message that says Discord. I'll help you in here. And outside of that, we are going to hop off. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate all your support as always. And be kind to everybody out there. Do what you love to do. I'm excited to see you tomorrow. Be safe. And let's look forward to an awesome weekend of football ahead. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Take care of yourselves.